Alright, I got the stream up and running. If someone says something, just a double check. I'm pretty sure it's all set up.
Fuck.
Perfect. I love that. It's my favorite
Okay.
word. Alrighty.
Hey, I had double check. You know,
Oh,
make sure your muting was on, all that other fun stuff.
Fun word, fun action?
Alrighty. So we're ready whenever everyone else is ready, when Ramron gets back.
I'm back.
Alright. So, last session, a brief rundown. The party had to try to go through the jungle of this island to try to find a cartographer, and they had to use a little canoe. Ramrod, we just said your character with Makeem just kind of chilled in taverns trying to get information. You basically just idled close enough to the party so you'd be able to come to the session whenever you were available.
Okay.
But starting up this session, you're just going to kind of come along with a little horde of goblins with information.
I had some minions.
Ari became a little bit of a dawn for a bunch of goblins because she was tall goblin because she was sitting on Lysmith's shoulder the entire session, so she was tall goblin, which led them to a druid who had them drink a bunch of ayahuasca. Swain was tweaking the fuck out, having a seizure.
Yeah, we went on a weird drug trip. And we found out artificers cannot nature.
Yeah.
No.
Our artificer and nature did not mix. And this session is the second trial. You're just going to kind of roll up to the party with a bunch of goblins, and with Pidgey's help, I'm just going to say that you've been keeping tabs on the party. So, you finally come over to the trial to help out.
I come in because I'm pissed that you guys didn't tell me you guys were going to do drugs and trip, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. See, they didn't know they were going to trip balls. They just were going out to try to find some information and try to locate another cartographer with the compasses. They just randomly came across some hippie orc guy who's a druid named Udabrosk. And he just kind of Don Juan'd them and handed them some drugs to trip balls on and try to learn the meaning of spring.
It was not a planned drug excursion there. No.
Unfortunately,
Still
it was
mad.
not planned. They all got little marks on their hands, though, that look like trees. You unfortunately will not have the tree one. Potentially later on, you'll be able to go backwards and do the trial of the spring on your own and just like trip balls. But you're gonna be able to help with the trial of summer, which is basically where we're starting the session off. But long story short, you guys are trying to use the ancient way to find the main city by going through the different trials of the island through the druidic method, because from everyone's understanding, the lords basically cut off most of the trade routes and different ways to cartographers in the island, basically keeping information tight. So, this session starts off...
The information control the narrative.
Yeah, basically. Without the information getting out of the island, it's really hard to get around this island because basically the equivalent of tectonic plates are moving around on this island a lot. So, all the maps are basically useless if they're more than like a year old. Because some weird fucky shit's going on. And people would...
Was that like where the compass thingy I had was pointing, by the way?
Yeah. So, the compass...
To that dude?
To which dude? The Lord?
The one that sent us on the weird-ass trip.
Oh, the compass was kind of trying to lead you to the city, but due to its, like, fucky nature, it was leading you closer to the trial itself. So, you guys kind of, like, lucked out and found Udabrosk, who was just kind of chilling there, or you guys lucked out, quote-unquote. He was just kind of chilling there, waiting. The trees told him.
No, I'm still going to be, like, trying to figure the compass out then.
Yeah. So, starting off this session, you guys are just kind of chilling. Swain's just like vomiting and kind of seizing out really hard still, but he starts to kind of come to as Jin kind of rolls up with a squad of like 6 goblins and Pidgey. And you just see this guy, Udabrosk. Let me send an image in chat of him. Where is he?
Up to 6 minions now. Mwahaha.
Yeah, they've heard great tales of the rich tall goblin with shinies.
Yep. I has the shinies.
So it's about like 10 o'clock at night, or well, actually no, y'all were in the middle of the night, so it's more like 4 in the morning. Jin, I'm assuming Pidgey told you that they were tripping balls, so you came out of the middle of the night with the goblins to lead you to the party.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was very upset that I did not get an invite, and I like left as soon as Pidgey came back.
All right, so Pidgey leading you with the goblins arrives to see Swain slowly coming to from his ayahuasca trip. And
Want to like stand directly over top of him, like just staring down like menacingly, like maybe even using my wings to like just float above him, just like as he's coming out of the trip. This demon's just floating above him menacingly.
You just see him kind of like grab at his sword for a second, look up, and just start like stroking his head, just like after vomiting for hours straight. He just is kind of like he doesn't even care at this point.
I'm just like, hey buddy, how you doing? Do I have whiskey
Like,
with
hey,
me?
death would be a relief.
You would have whiskey with you, yeah.
And I want to like plop whiskey down right on top of his chest.
You just see Swade look at whiskey and just kind of vomit towards whiskey. And whiskey
That's
just
an acceptable
goes,
reaction.
I just like float up a little higher so I don't get any on me, and then I land on the ground.
Yeah, Swain did not have a fun time. The rest of the party went without vomiting, but something with the trial for Swain got really fucked up. So, he wasn't with them in the trial. His body just was there. So, Udabrosk looks over at the new companions here, specifically Jin, and just goes, "Hello, I've expected you to come during the spring trial, but I think you'll find this one intriguing."
I just kind of look at him like, you still got some of that, right? Like, we can still do this, right?
He looks at you and he says, "With due time, with due time."
I'm like, whoo, okay.
He just kind of flashes a little bag of cauldron supplies for you because he thinks that it'd be funny to send you through the trial specifically.
And I'm like, yes.
So, Udabrosk clearing his throat, he goes, "So, this trial will be different as you just went through the trial of the springs. This will be the trial of summer. Very different seasons. Close, yet ever so distant." And he just kind of points to kind of like the surrounding island. Just some information. Basically, you went from like a jungle that was kind of like in springtime, crossed a little bit of a river, and everything's basically like summer, and you're kind of on a beach right now. So, it basically, this island has all the seasons going at the same time. It's just like basically, you know about Pangea, right?
Yeah.
So basically, think of Pangea, and then the island kind of ripped apart into like a little archipelago, but all of them are still really close together. So they're like little rivers connecting all of them, but each of the climates are completely different. So you
Okay.
one second you're like in spring, and then you just crossed over the river, and basically you're in summer now.
So it's like the biomes in Minecraft.
Yeah, basically biomes in Minecraft. And if you've ever played Final Fantasy, you know those little canoe levels where you have to use a canoe instead of your main ship? Basically, think like that. So that's kind of like how this island got built up. Is originally it was like Pangea as an island, and then it just kind of got split up by some weird shit going on. Is the basic way to kind of catch you up for this session.
Sweet.
All right, so let me read my notes real quick. You're kind of looking around this area, and it's about 4 in the morning, and Udabras kind of points to some trees and says, "It would be wise for you to rest through the night. It's not the best for people to go into the trials back to back." And he kind of winks at you, Jin, and kind of shakes the little baggy bag in front of you.
And I'm just like, yes.
So while everyone's gonna be able to sleep, he's just gonna kind of run you through the trial pretty quickly, give you a little brief introduction, and basically help you get the trial done really quickly because he spent a long time having to keep an eye on Swain while their trial was going on, so he wasn't able to assist them. But you basically, I'm just gonna run this really quickly. He kind of just pours it all into a second cauldron, brews it up really quickly, and hands you a little bowl full of it. And he kind of takes his own bowl.
I'm like, okay.
All right. And he just says, "Drink up."
And I'm like, all right, send it.
All
and
right.
I just tip it back.
All right. You just fall completely backwards into your seat, and just 5 seconds later, you open up your eyes. You see a couple treants, a weird little chrysanthemum seed in your hand, and Udabras sitting next to you. And you see this guy running really, really quickly. And he just kind of points at the soil. And he just says, plant the seed.
And I'm like, okay. And I put the seed in the soil.
You just see Udabras just kind of grinning. Like, he's not helping you because you need to be helped. He's just helping you to speed this up for one, and two, he really wants to see you interact with a certain NPC. Cough, cough, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So basically, he's just instructing you. Once the seed grows pretty quickly, you just got to make a tea. Take a little bit of a tree limb from this treant guy, and then you got to make a little campfire out of it, and then drink some tea, and then you're gonna basically go see God. You're tripping in a trip.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So over the next like 30 minutes, you're just kind of following his instructions, and this is more for Udabrask's pleasure. You get a feeling that something's just sighing and just kind of groaning very obnoxiously, kind of in your ear, as if something's observing you as you're kind of finishing up the tea.
And I'm like,
you're
what?
Like, so, would you like to tip back the tea and see God, basically?
Yep. I'm like, yep.
All right, so let me pull up the last session notes for their names. Where are the notes? I don't remember their names off the top of my head, so I need to go find their names because I did that last session. I'm just giving you basically the quick rundown of this. Where the heck did I put their names? All right, Thallow. Okay, so you just kind of get ripped into the earth as you kind of like fall down and awake in the sky, and you see this lady just kind of glaring at you in white robes and kind of druidic attire, and she's just kind of sighing as she's just glaring at you, and you can tell she's also looking at Udabras like, this motherfucker. And this lady introduces herself as Thallow, one of the goddesses, and she's just kind of looking down at you as you're just kind of floating in the sky. And she just says, "I did not expect you to take this trial. Why are you one of my champions? just in a completely disappointed voice.
And I'm just like, I wanted to take a trip on a rocket ship. And I'm like looking like, what did I get myself into?
She's just completely sighing, rubbing her fucking temples the entire time, just looking at you. Like, this is one of the men, one of the great druids sends me. And she just looks at you, kind of spits at your feet, and then just kind of snaps her finger and sends you back down to earth. And you have a little kind of withered tree on your hand as a tattoo. So most
just
people
like-
have a nice tree. Narza has a nice redwood tree, kind of to symbolize his home. And you just have like a really pitiful twig of a tree, just as kind of an insult.
Like a Charlie
Little
Brown
Charlie Brown
Christmas
Christmas
tree.
tree.
Yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas
I'm
tree.
glad all of us thought the same thing. That
Literally
fills
the
me
exact
with
same thing.
such joy.
So
And I'm just like, well, okay. And I like kind of like kick the ground all sad. And, like,
Thaler does
Aw.
not like you for some reason. She just kind of like looks at you and just kind of spat at you and just is like, ugh. Fine,
I'm
I
like-
guess I'll give him a little bit of a pity blessing.
I'm not that bad of a demon.
I mean,
Let's
It's
just
not
say
genocide. They were skeletons, okay?
Listen. She's a goddess. She can see a lot more than most people can see, if you catch my drift. She knows of your history.
I'm like, damn it.
She's watching all the homes you've wrecked.
Oh god.
That's why Udabras just is grinning, just waiting for you to get sent up there.
I'm like, well, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. You can't win them all. Alright, so you're basically caught up now. That takes you into kind of like the morning. You wake up perfectly fine. You've done plenty of drugs before as your character. Alcohol, ayahuasca, anything. Free game for you.
I am probably a very woozy goblin this morning.
Yeah, you're kind of like a little bit stammering around, kind of getting up. The ayahuasca didn't really affect you until you kind of woke up. It takes a while for it like, this isn't literal ayahuasca. It's like a weird magical version, but basically once you go to sleep, your body kind of gets hit by the effects when the magical aspect of this version kind of wears off. So, and Tordum wakes up perfectly fine. Narza's okay relatively. He's bigger as a human, higher constitution than a little goblin. And, you know, as a rogue, you'd have tested some poisons and some other shit in your lifetime. And Tordum just completely tanks it. Like, it did not do anything to him. So,
Yep, I'm just the one unlucky one.
yeah. Udabras kind of sets up a little fire for you and just kind of gestures to the little pot in your bag and says, make some of that coffee of yours.
Hang on a second, my headset just died.
Okay.
Yay, coffee.
So Udabras is helping set up a little bit of a fire, something to make some coffee. You see him kind of taking some twigs very, very carefully from the trees. Unlike most people who just, you know, take a hatchet and just start whacking whatever tree you see. He's like selectively.
but who would do
pruning
that?
Oh, no one. No one who cares about nature. But Udabras is kind of a tree hippie, you know? I mean, look at him. He has some weird.
I mean,
druid
Ari would
robes.
totally be over there with an axe.
Yeah, you see him like hesitantly holding the tree branches away from you, and he's like, "I will select the trees that must be pruned." As he slowly adds some twigs into the fire for you, just to keep you and your weird machinery away from his trees. He
That's
views
fine.
himself
I'm
like a
going to go
guardian.
talk to my goblins and give them some coffee.
Udabras nods and is just kind of chilling as it's kind of boiling. So, hold on, give me a second. I gotta use the bathroom.
And I will have 6 caffeinated goblin minions. Mwahaha. God, that was one of the funniest parts, I think, last time. I had minions. Woo. Actually, in my head, they're not too different from the minions.
Wait, there's a difference?
From Despicable Me.
Yeah, like I said, there's a difference. They're just
Oh,
yellow instead of
versus
green.
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I mean they have pointier ears and noses.
I mean, the minions also don't have ears, I don't think.
Yeah, so mine are green, have pointy ears and noses. And pointy teeth. I have coffee. Yay.
Oh, the coffee. I would like to think that Torton would reach down, like, ask for a cup, and then just realize that it's like, for you guys, it's a full mug, and for him, it's like a little tiny Cuban coffee cup.
I would like totally have another batch just for him and just hand him the whole freaking pot.
Now, the real question is, DM,
I don't think he's back
does
yet.
coffee give us any... Or, good point. But do you think coffee would give us any perks?
It's goblin made coffee. Last
I was
time I
gonna
think
say-
it gave us like a speed boost or something.
You know what
It was
probably
either-
is?
Mm.
We could probably poop faster now.
I want to say last time Raven had it basically, I can't remember if it was a speed boost or
Almost like a version of haste.
kinda. It was either that or it like gave us an advantage on our turn order. Like we were able to
Could
move
just been a
before the
flex.
yeah. I don't know if he'll actually do that again, but it was amusing last time. Goblin coffee.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
I was just gonna say, I hope you're okay because you popped off pretty quick.
Yeah, I decided to go use the bathroom real quick.
So somebody else had coffee as well.
Yeah.
Goblin made coffee is better. Haha.
Oh, 100%. Alright, sorry. I was just double checking if there's anything else I need to do real quick. So, it's getting to about, let's say, about noon. So, you guys have had a couple hours to kind of wake up, get kind of the last night kind of trips out of your system, kind of come to, get some coffee in your system, walk around the beach, pick up some seashells, whatever you guys would do for a couple hours, as Udabras kind of cleans his cauldron and his pot, with Swain kind of helping him out as like a little assistant. And he tasks you guys to kind of gather a small list of ingredients. He just kind of hands it to Torden, as he's kind of like a renowned chef, kind of crossing around the world. His influence from the Third Island, with Ramsay of the Gourd, has been making some rounds over the time. So with Torden just kind of leading you all around kind of quickly, you guys over a couple hours are able to collect the ingredients for the Trial of Summer. So that is where we're picking up now, just kind of speeding it up because
Hope they didn't have me trying to find plants.
you just were able to just chill kind of by the camp, make whatever you're kind of doing, play with some explosives, typical things.
I mean, there were seashells. I'm sure they would make decent shrapnel.
Shit, you're right. Hold up, I didn't even think about that.
Calcium carbonate too. Just saying.
I always forget
I
that
mean-
that seashells would do that. Would you like to add a couple pounds of seashells to your bag of holding, Ari?
Sure.
All right, you have some seashells by the seashore.
But I'm not selling them.
Yeah, using them for shrapnel, which is way more interesting. Get into the munitions industry, make a lot more money.
I mean, I could teach the minions how to make some simple bombs.
All right. Do you
Quote,
really
simple.
do you wish to actually try to train these goblins long term and take them off the island to start making your own little munitions factory for yourself?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, you're slowly persuading them to leave the island. You're telling them to pick up shiny shells for you, and it's gonna take a while for them to kind of find the right type that you're looking for. But with your basic instructions and tall smart goblin drawings, you've been promoted from tall goblin to tall smart goblin. Potentially, you will eventually become Goblin Lord to them, but right now you're just Tall Smart Goblin.
Yeah.
Which is higher than just Tall Goblin. But Tall Goblin is the most
Yep.
important title.
They run off of Invader Zim logic.
Yeah, the high tier...
Understandable.
I was about to say I'm totally picturing the Urkin Empire there.
The
My
high...
tallest.
Oh my gosh, wait, that's an Invader Zim? That's even better. I need to finish that show. I loved that show as a kid. But the
You
high
want to know what
hierarchy
made
is-
me the happiest?
What made you the happiest?
Was Invader Zim, made by Jonathan Vasquez. Do you know what the other thing he wrote was?
What did he write?
Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Yep.
I've never
And they
heard
said,
of that.
you know who would do a really good kids show? You. That explains so much about this. So much.
Oh my gosh. I need to go back and watch all of Invader Zim again. That show was amazing.
I love that show. Oh, the voice
yes.
of Zim is the same person who voices Moxie on Hell of a Boss.
Really? Oh my gosh,
Really?
that explains everything.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that show so much.
Alright, so after your little excursion, you all come back with the ingredients. The cauldron is prepared. The twigs have been slowly and precisely procured by Udabrosk. He takes his wood very seriously. And about an hour passes, and the concoction has been procured, and Udabrosk begins pouring into the bowls. This time, though, again, he doesn't take a cup for himself. He hands one, though, to Swain, who, again, begins sweating nervously. And you just see Swain's eyes just kind of shoot out and just sort of like, oh, okay. And let's all
at
of
it very nervously.
Udabrosk just gestures and says, take your cups. It will be fine for all of you. As usual, Swain must take his own trial. Which is a little odd because the different, ingredients, you'd think that y'all would be taking the same trial, but something about the magical nature, Udabrosk is able to, do something. Swain's having some weird shit go on every time he takes this stuff. But Udabrosk is going to keep an eye on the rest of your guys' bodies. Who wants to drink up first? Sorry.
Curl up most of the way in the in Torden's bag, just barely peeking out, and take a very cautious sip.
I just down it.
Udabrosk just kind of
I'll
lifts
take a
up her
drink.
cup in honor of you, Jin, as respect to you downing it like a champ.
I mean, Ari is less than half the mass of anyone else, really, so...
Yeah,
A sip is her trying to down it.
Careful little sip, trying not to OD on the stuff.
Hey, it's a psychedelic. If you OD, you just trip balls for X amount of days.
I think.
Yeah.
Wait, how much does Ari weigh
You
again?
really want
20 days.
the explosive focused goblin artificer to be tripping out for any
yes.
longer than necessary?
I just call that
Yes.
divine inspiration.
Oh God.
Yes, I do want the goblin tripping out for days.
Oh God.
So
yeah,
I was just
that
thinking,
won't end well.
How much does Ari weigh?
I don't know. I assumed
About
50
40 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
40
if
pounds.
you add a
and 3 feet
zero,
tall.
if you add a zero to that, that's how much Torden weighs.
Accurate.
So he's literally 10 times her size.
Yes.
So yeah, 3 feet tall for 40 pounds. She has a reason to be careful.
I mean, Torden's only 8'2".
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, it says 8'7" here. I have misremembered.
Alright, so as Ari takes a sip, everyone just sees Ari's eyes just go like this, basically, like this cat. Eyes widening up and just passing out. And, almost passing. Kinda. So, as you all start taking y'all's hits, you all start kind of falling into your chairs one by one. Swain takes the hit last and starts having a seizure again. Typical. Typical Swain. And this time, however, your guys' eyes open up to where you guys currently are, and you look down and see your guys' bodies. Just kind of asleep.
I teabag
I
myself.
lean over and poke at it.
You're kind of on the floor, and you kind of crawl up Torden's leg and start kind of poking yourself in the bag. And your body's not moving, but you can feel your body. So it's you're able to kind of interact, but something fucky's going on.
Very.
Jin, you're just able to kind of have a blast. You're just kind of poking your body. You're
I'm teabagging myself. Full on teabagging myself.
Yeah. You feel your nuts make contact with your chest and body, and you also
I'm just
feel it touching you at the same time. So it's a very odd sensation. You feel your balls pressing against your chest, but also you feel your chest having your balls almost there. It's very strange. It's a strange
I'm
experience.
like, how much time do we have?
However, as Udabras didn't take the drink, you guys kind of glance over for a split second, see Swain tweaking out, but you also see Udabras looking at you guys and smiling before saying, "Do not worry, I will watch over the half-breed." And just kind of, pats Swain's head as he's just like vomiting profusely.
Oh, wait, he's not having a spiritual vision or anything?
Oddly enough, he didn't have to drink any of the ayahuasca, but he can see you guys perfectly fine.
No, I meant Swain.
Swain's having a spiritual experience, all right, but not with you guys. He's on his own quest. He's not having a fun time.
He's having a come to Jesus moment.
From your guys'
More like
understanding,
run
yeah.
from Jesus moment.
Yeah, from your guys' perspective, he's just like vomiting and not able to tap into the spirit realm. Y'all don't know what the fuck is going on with him. If you guys ever try to ask him anything during these time frames, he just tells you guys to basically go kick rocks. He's not talking about it. Bro's fighting
He's
his
having
own
a
demons.
great time.
Bro's fighting his fucking demons.
And that is why I'm literally torturing him every time he comes out of this.
Oh yeah, 100%. So, as you guys are kind of coming to, your vision's a little wonky like the first time, but you guys look up and you notice that it's like dusk. It wasn't dusk, it was noon. So, something's kind of going on a little bit strange in this environment. I'm sending the GIF again. Think of this kind of look whenever it sends properly. You guys kind of see like a little bit of a bonfire on the beach, and you see a lot of different people just kind of walking around. A lot of different species, like some elves. You see some humans, but not many. Very, very few. Small in number. But you also see a lot of different like treants, like from the first trial. And it appears they're a lot more grown up, more matured. Like the last trial of spring, everything was like kind of coming into its prime. It's like kind of young adult years. Versus now, it's like at full maturity and just kind of living life is kind of the vibe you're getting. The water's glistening with the sun as dusk is just kind of almost a constant. You get the feeling that, time's going, but kind of a little bit slowly. And
Almost like it's completely stopped, right?
kind of. More
Almost.
almost. You
It's
guys
going
are,
really slow to the point that it looks like time is stopped, but it's not actually stopped.
yeah. You guys are able to just kind of take it in for a little bit as you kind of are getting your bearings. And your eyes are kind of adjusting to this newfound kind of perception. Jordan, you'd probably have the easiest time kind of adapting as, of your spiritual nature, coming into scenarios like these, your body would kind of adapt a lot easier to visions. And you'd get the kind of vibe that you're kind of in a weird in-between space. Not of like life and death, but just kind of like, the realm of life and kind of like the spiritual realm. You're kind of in a weird in-between, and there's something else to it. As you're kind of noticing, due to the sun kind of changing and some other minor details. You're not able to kind of put your finger on it though yet.
Okay.
Where did it say? I already mentioned Swain tweaking out. All right. So after a little bit, kind of looking around, what do you want to do? You're just kind of looking around this beach, and everything's kind of stationary right now. the sky's still moving, but the people really aren't. You see a lot of different types. Humans, elves, you see some treants and stuff. Is there anything you'd want to kind of do to kind of explore?
I think first and foremost, see if it's like about the same. So I know first thing I would do is hand Ari a seashell and see if there's any major difference between this beach and the one that we just got off of.
Okay.
Fair.
Ari, when you get a little seashell from Torden, its sensation is very strange. You're able to interact with the seashell perfectly fine, but it feels kind of off. Like your senses are kind of dulled a little bit, but almost at the same time more intact, if that makes sense. Like your physical touch
Can I
feels different. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
yeah, can I like roll investigation on that and see if I can figure out what is making everything feel so different?
Yeah, roll an investigation. All right. You're able to kind of figure out that you're basically kind of like in an astral body, for example. You're able to interact with certain like objects and people, but at the same time, there's something else going on here per se. But you are able to tell that these are the seashells that would naturally be from this beach. So it doesn't look like you're teleported anywhere. It doesn't look like anything else.
Yeah.
You literally kind of just popped out of your body and are just kind of observing this beach from what looks to be almost kind of a different time. Because as you're looking closer at the shell, your character wouldn't like have specific knowledge on like seashell rings or anything like aging wise, but you'd also be able to tell that the shells are a little bit different. They're a little bit older. So you're not 100% sure why, but these seashells look a little bit older. Not like a different species per se, but maybe like
Bigger.
bigger or smaller or older.
Or weathered.
Yeah, weathered. So
Yeah.
something
Okay.
strange with them.
Yeah.
But they look to be like the same generalized type.
Okay.
So
I want to see if I can pick up my weapon.
you're able to kind of pick it up, but it feels a little off in your hands. It like I was saying earlier, like you feel it like you're grabbing it and your hands are holding it, but it doesn't feel very like tight in your hand.
Like solid?
Yeah, it doesn't feel very solid. Like you know you have it in your hand, you know you're holding it, and you're able to swing it perfectly fine, but it just feels like it's kind of like a little slippery. Like you don't have a good grip on it. But at the same time you feel like you have a solid grip like kind of within, if that makes sense, like spiritually. So there's like kind of a weird disconnect for you when it comes to you holding it versus like kind of what you're seeing.
Okay.
Torden, would you like to try to pick up your hammer?
Absolutely.
All right. You pick up your hammer really firmly. Like you feel like your mind muscle connection really smooth with your hammer. It's very comfortable, like almost too comfortable. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I think
you're looking at your hammer and it feels nice. Cause like you feel like it kind of has like that spiritual connection of your hammer itself is very kind of close to you at this moment.
yeah.
You're able to kind of deduce that since you're in kind of like an in-between space, since your weapon's like not sentient per se, but due to it like having a high spiritual nature and the fact that you're a man of God and multiple gods are trying to sway you to their side, you have a very comforting feel in this kind of environment.
Okay. So I have God and anime on my side right now.
Yeah, you have God and anime on your side. Narza, would you like to pick up your bloody edge or like your bow or gun or something?
Sure, I'll do it.
All right. As you're kind of holding your basic weapons, they're it's kind of slippery like the rest of the things like Ari was holding. You feel a little bit off in this realm, Narza. It's not like anything's looming or dangerous you're feeling, but it's just a little off-putting, just kind of a little strange.
Okay.
Every time you pick up an object, you don't have like that firm, solid foothold, and Ari wouldn't really either. Jin and Tornin are a lot smoother on it. Jin, you presume just from tripping balls enough times, like this is just kind of normal for him, and Tornin having experience in the realms of religion and divinity isn't really too off-put, but you typical land dwellers are not having as much of a fun experience. Everything's a lot more slippery. But whenever you hold the bloody edge, it definitely feels a lot more firm in your hand. So something about its nature is kind of not divine, but definitely more spiritual or magical. So just something to say about that.
It feels off in a sense, but not in a weird way.
Yeah. You haven't had much of a real connection with the weapon, so it's never gonna feel as comfortable or anything as like Torden's, but it's definitely more comfortable to hold than like the other objects. I will say though, Ari, if you ever hold like a wrench or something, you feel perfectly fine. Like regardless of anything, you've handled so many wrenches and hammers, you're just used to your tools. Like even if they feel off, you just know where they're supposed to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder, and I pull my flask out. And I like
your
take a
flask
sip to
brings-
see if it's.
Your flask is able to bring you great joy regardless. As an alcoholic, you know where the booze hole goes.
I'm like, this is perfect.
It may be slippery, but it doesn't matter. You know where the booze goes.
I'm like, well, they're all familiar with their weapons. This is the thing I'm most intimate with.
Alright. So, as you guys kind of get your grounds, you notice that everything starts to kind of speed up a little bit. You start seeing the people moving and kind of talking amongst themselves. You see treants and water creatures both kind of playing and living life in the ocean, chilling next to kind of an island. It's kind of small though. It just kind of looks like one of those little rocky places that you see kind of like at the beach or whatever when you're you know when you're at the beach and you see like those like not sandbars but like the little rock places, the island,
The barriers.
yeah, kind of like that, like
Bars.
kind of out in the ocean. You don't really notice anything about it. It's just like got some trees on its back, or on top of it. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, it's just a little bit of a rock outcropping with some trees and shit. That's how I'm trying to describe it. I'm doing it poorly.
It works, though. We
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah. Hold on, where am I at in the notes? As you guys are kind of chilling on the beach, do you have anything you're trying to like specifically look at or observe by chance or not?
Probably the water.
Okay. Narza, as you're kind of looking at the water, you see a lot of water life just kind of coming to the surface and chilling. You see some kind of like undines. You see a lot of like not like deep sea creatures, obviously, but like oceanic monsters and stuff, just kind of coexisting. It seems like life here is pretty peaceful. It doesn't have
Yeah.
really any danger you're picking up on. And as you're looking out at the ocean, you guys would be really out of place, but you kind of notice that nothing's really looking at you guys. nothing's really kind of noticed you, even though like people are walking past you, and you notice treants lighting up some leaves and chilling.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought each other treants had hippies. I don't know.
Okay.
Works.
So nothing's really like interacting with you. It's almost like
Right.
you guys are observers.
Like we can see what's going on, but we can't do anything with it.
Yeah,
I
kind of.
try to like get in the rotation with the tree ants that are passing the leaves around, and like see if they'll pass it to me.
When you sit in with the rotation of trains kind of passing the leaves, you notice them kind of like look like kind of at you, a little confused, and pass it to you. You're able to hit the blunt pretty easily.
To me or someone else?
To Jin.
Okay.
Yeah. Jin went over and sat in a circle of treants, and he's able to take a blunt very easily.
And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So for some reason you're able to interact with those treants, but like everything else isn't like really letting you interact. However, Jin, you notice in the circle, you see a very beautiful tree. Allow me to send an image of this beautiful tree. You see this beautiful treant lady taking a hit as well. And she kind of looks over at you and smiles.
Oh man, I want to say something.
Say it.
And I like, I'm like, this could be about as much fun as a sandpaper dildo.
Excuse me.
Oh my god.
I look at her, and I'm like,
I mean, that's
I
not the
wonder
part
if
you
that'd
need
be a-
sandpaper in this case, but hey.
but she's a tree.
Oh my god.
It's okay, buddy. Just get the sap flowing. Wait, what?
I was gonna say, I mean, if she's a maple tree, this could be fun for you.
It's gonna be. And I'm just like, I kind of like look at her, and I give her a wink.
She looks over and smiles, and she kind of stands up and walks over to you and introduces herself, and she goes, "Hi, I'm Trisha." Fuck you.
Of course you
Hello.
are.
Gin tonic.
How do you?
And I stand up and give a little bow.
She just kind of smiles and says, I haven't seen you around here before. Are you new to the island?"
Yes, I came in with my friends, participating in the trials.
She kind of like tilts
Well-
her heads and goes, "Trials? I don't know what those are, but you know. Welcome to the beach party."
Long story. We're basically doing some stuff to get to my home island.
She looks over at you, Narza, and goes, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, if you wish to enjoy the festivities of this this beach, you know, you're more than welcome to." And she
And
kind of starts to head back, but she kind of hears you saying something. What were you saying, Jen?
I'm like, how about a tour? And I go to walk off with her.
She allows you to come with her. So you two kind of split off from the party. The rest of you guys
For you to see.
No, the rest of you guys are kind of left away from Jin, and you guys are just kind of left
Momentarily.
to kind of observe and stuff. Momentarily, potentially. You never know. So, what do you guys want to do as Jin's trying to persuade the tree lady through persuasion?
I think it'd be funny to have Jin roll for athletics and see how long he's gone.
Well, we don't know what's happening with him yet. All he's doing is going.
Well,
on
I mean, Even if they're just going for a walk, though,
Do I have advantage?
athletics would still cover it.
Like I said, do I have advantage or not? Because it's a 21 with disadvantage and a 30 with advantage.
Oh my god. You're able to just chill on a nice walk with her as she's kind of showing you around the beach.
They're
As
on for a while.
after about an hour, you guys kind of show back up. Jin, unfortunately, you were just going on a walk, and she kind of shuts down any advances you do towards her, which is very unfortunate.
I make advances, but I also just make like small talk to get intel that I can possibly pull out through small talk and flirting.
Yeah, she enjoys the flirting, you can tell, but her eyes keep looking over towards another treant. Allow me to send an image of the treant that she keeps kind of looking at. She appears preoccupied with a man, a nice treant named Trad. Trad the treant Chad. So,
oh man, I'm just like, it's literally a tree trunk. How are you going to compete with that?
yeah. You notice he has a very sturdy trunk.
And I'm just like get a little self-conscious, and I'm like,
I suddenly
probably
feel
gonna
very
splinter
inadequate.
anyways.
Yeah.
I'm like, probably would have got a splinter anyways, and like kind of kick the ground and come back over to you guys.
Yeah. She goes on and on over about an hour and a half talking with you. Every time you try to get a word in, she just keeps talking about Trad.
Nah, Jin didn't get to pollinate.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, as she's going on about how great he is, I'm just like, hey. Like halfway through it, I'm just like, son of a bitch.
Mistakes were made.
Unfortunately,
No, I think the stakes were missed.
real. Oh. So you return to the party with Trisha in hand. You've now
for
become
fun,
the
I want to
friend.
see something.
Oh yeah. Did you roll
I
something?
did a nature roll.
Oh. You unfortunately could not find the trit or the trit or the tlit or whatever. The tlit was not found.
I misrolled my twig and berries.
Oh my gosh. So you return with Trisha. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced, but it's spelled Trisha. I was saying Trisha at first to emphasize the pun, but it's supposed to be Trisha, but it's just spelled like Trisha. So and Trisha comes back with you. She seems really happy as the sun's kind of going down at dusk, and the party's able to just kind of chill with the festivities. You guys see Trad doing the equivalent of soccer with some weird, like, jellyfish turtle thing. Fuck if you guys know. Just some random, like, sea creature is, like, getting kicked around as a ball, and it's enjoying its time or some shit. I don't know.
Got it. It's a pufferfish.
Yeah, it's a pufferfish. It enjoys
I'm
the
getting
torment.
some like distorted Alice in Wonderland vibes here.
Yeah. But
Like the little hedgehog croquet thing.
yeah. I didn't even know they did that in Alice in Wonderland. I'm just trying to think of like festivities some weird treants would do.
I mean, is it really that?
I mean, kicking a live creature around would be a little off-putting to most people, but I mean, it seems to be having a good time, so like y'all don't really gotta say anything.
I just imagine like the squeal that a ferret makes, like it's somehow making that noise.
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
as it's popping around.
What's the name of it? That
Duking.
trilling noise?
Duking.
Duking.
Oh yeah, that one.
Duk, 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 duk.
All right. So
Right?
as you guys are watching the festivities, you see Trad kind of walk away from the puffer ball tournament that was going on and heads over to a stand that sells some kind of like juice. It appears like some berries or other strange plants. Does anyone want to go over and talk to Trad by chance?
I look at him and I'm like, I already know everything about this guy. There's literally nothing I can learn more about him.
So, do you want to go over there and try to use the intel, or do you want to stay away from it?
Oh, I'm literally going over and trying to use the intel. Like,
All right.
I'm like, I walk up, I was like, hey, Trad, how you doing, bud? Like we've known each other forever.
He turns his head and he goes, "I've never met you before, but I'm Trad.
Oh, I
the
know.
Trad."
I know. I met Trisha
Excuse me.
earlier. Or Trisha earlier, and yeah, I know all about you, bud.
Is there something you need?
No, just wanted to come over and say hi, maybe buy you a drink. I feel like I know you really well, and you don't know anything about me.
He looks at you a little apprehensively and kind of looks over to your party, just kind of like staring at you.
And I pull my flask out, and I go to
I
pour a
gotta
little
just
bit
wave
inside.
awkwardly and just say, roll with it.
Trad just kind of nods as you're just kind of mouthing "roll with it" to him.
And I go to pour a little bit of my flask in his juice.
He looks at it and kind of takes a little sniff of it, and he goes, "Odd, but thank you," and just kind of like takes a little sip of it. He likes the alcohol a little bit, but he kind of pushes it towards you and says, "I try not to drink too much."
I'm like, shh, do it yourself, and just down it.
All right.
I'm like, so Trad, the pufferfish, does it like that? Like it? Like, is it like a sexual thing, or is it just fun for them? Like asking for a friend.
It enjoys it depending on the fish. Not all fish are the same. And he looks at just one of them, just like doing the weirdest freaking pufferfish moans ever as it's getting kicked around in a circle. And then the one that he was
It's like-
kicking around is just chilling and having fun. He says, "We don't talk about those fish."
And I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. There's something weird going on here.
Do any of you understand underspeech or like deep speech or anything?
I have Abyssal, Infernal, Thieves' Cant.
I have
And
Aquin.
Oh my god, alright, so Torna's just chilling there with Ari on his shoulders, and you're just listening the entire time to this freaking, basically imagine it in Spanish, this really deep femboy-esque kind of sound, just
He's
moaning.
speaking very very fast and speaking very fast, I assume.
No. You hear Tornin. You hear in Aquin this freaking pufferfish in the corner with like two weird motherfuckers just kicking him around. And as you're just trying to like pay attention to the conversation, you just keep hearing this fucking fish like making the weirdest fucking moans, saying the weirdest shit that like the Discord degenerates make. And are just that's just kind of what you hear. And you don't even hear anything. You just get the weird feeling. The
I was
vibrating
about to
of
like
the fish.
reach over and just tap Ari and be like, I can hear things and I don't like it.
The vibrations of the fish let you hear it. The unspeakable horrors of the sexual
God.
deviant fish.
Is there any way that I notice this?
You start listening into the fish as Trad kind of points over to them, but the entire time that y'all have been there, Tord has been being bombarded by sounds he never should hear,
I'm just like,
understanding everything.
all right.
Gordon is basically just questioning everything he's ever known.
He's wondering if he needs to intentionally blow his ears out again.
And I'm like, all right, thanks, Trad. I'll catch up with you later. And I want to walk over to the two deviants. And I'm like, have you guys ever heard of hacky sack?
They look at you a little confused and kind of shake their head.
And I pick it up and I try to start doing like a hacky sack routine. Would that be athletics or performance?
I'd say performance.
And I try to like show him how to do hacky sack, and like the entire time try to get this fish just completely riled up.
As you're doing that, Torden's hearing just everything, because I'm gonna say Aquans are speaking through like vibrations, because if you think about it, they'd be underwater, so they wouldn't like.
Mm-hmm.
So Torden's able to feel it, and it's like braille to him, basically.
Like super low frequencies, so he can feel it, not as much hear it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it. I'm like trying to play hacky sack, and I'm like grinning over at him as I'm watching him get more and more uncomfortable.
I just look at Ari and just start going through her bag, and you just see me put in earplugs.
With the deaf
Yeah,
person
I
putting in
would
earplugs.
shove
praying
some
to-
in my ears also.
No,
I'm just
no
like,
one else
"Okay," and I
understands what
stop.
it's saying.
I just saw the uncomfortable and like recognized the moans of pleasure and decided to like absolutely dive in and play on it as much as humanly possible.
Oh my gosh. So
And when I see him put in the earplugs, I'm like, okay, fun's over, and I like put the fish back down. I walk back over to the group.
you do see that the fish is following you though from now on.
Oh god damn it.
Is your character bisexual by chance? Because that was in fact a male fish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sexually fluid completely.
Okay.
Species, gender, doesn't matter.
Sexual fluid, it works.
Yeah.
As long
You
as
show me a
it's
gelatinous
salient-
cube, and as long as I can get the Constitution score, I'm gonna try and fuck it.
Alright, so the fish is just kind of chilling next to you now. It's shut up out of respect for Torden. And Trad just is kind of laughing as you kind of like walk back towards your party. And
So
Trad what's up?
For clarification, is it getting the pleasure from the impact of the kick or the involvement with another sentient being?
Both.
Okay. Then, like, as it's sitting there every once in a while, I just kind of, like, kick it, like, back and forth between my feet as I'm sitting in a chair. Like, just kind of, like, rolling a socking ball back and forth between my feet. Like, every once in a while, it's just, like, to keep it satiated so it doesn't, you know.
It doesn't leave, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I'm, like, collecting fucking cats here.
Oh my god. So...
Do I need to add this to my character sheet?
add it to your character sheet and say like spiritual fish toy friend, and just I don't know, I don't have a name for it yet, but I'll come up with something later. This might become a recurring character.
That's what I'm like. Do I need to add this to the character sheet now?
This will be one of the funniest things if I ever start using it again. Anyway, back from the goofy sidetracks plot point. Of the sexual deviant fish. Trad is just kind of cackling after watching that display, and sits down with you and hands you a nice cup of juice, and hands the rest of the party a nice cup of juice as well, and says, Your friend is very funny. I very much appreciate finding newcomers on our beach. Is there anything I could help you with?
We're kind of having these trials. Have you wouldn't happen to know about them, would you?
You see him kind of stroke his really long roots on his chin.
Tree beard?
Yeah, his tree beard. You see him stroking his roots.
Say it.
Yeah. You see him stroking his roots, and he goes,
You could just generically say foliage.
"That makes sense."
Undergrowth.
The undergrowth. You see him stroking his
Strokes his
undergrowth.
foliage.
His foliage.
Overgrowth, really.
He strokes it, and he goes, "Well, I've heard of some trials from druids of this time, but I've never gone through it. I mainly stay here by the beach. It is the summer festival, though, so maybe something here is what you need. I do not know, per se." And you see Trad kind of glance over to Trisha, who's back into the bong circle again, and you see Trad sprouting some roses a little bit on his cheeks.
I want to know what kind of festival this is.
He hears you just kind of being like, "What's this festival?" And he goes, "Well, Miss and he tries to like inquire your name.
Ari.
Miss Ari. Nice to meet you. I don't see a lot of goblins around here. From my understanding, I don't tend to come into the beach very often, but when I do around this time of year, especially around dusk, there tends to be a festival in the summertime where we mostly just celebrate life and maturity and make sure this is 18 plus, if you catch my drift." And he just kind of strokes his beard laughing as he looks back at the fish just like glaring.
I do have a question.
Yes.
For the DM.
Oh yeah.
Did we travel to the summer biome?
Yeah, you're in the summer.
Okay.
biome. Yeah.
So we weren't on a different beach, and then it turned into the summer in the vision. We went to the summer biome, and okay.
Yeah.
So
You-
the
The first one was in a spring biome. Technically, you would have had to walk back. That's just a minor retcon, whatever. Point is, you did the spring one. You're here. You're in the summer biome. That's why you're in the summer trial. This is the summer trial location specifically. So something about
I guess
this
my
location.
question is more: does the biome location change, or does the location change in climate? Do you know what I mean?
Basically, the trial is set in a specific location. The first trial, you were teleported. That's why I was describing at the start of this session. The location did not change.
Okay, so
the
maybe like
biome
the time
is-
changed, not the location.
Yeah. From
Okay,
your understanding,
gotcha.
you're kind of getting the gist that like something is weird with the time. It almost feels like you're in the past. Is kind of what you're starting to kind of piece together.
That was my question. Is I'm trying to figure out like how the time is working. Like
Yeah.
when you guys were in the spring biome, does any of these people look familiar?
No one in this area would look familiar. These are two different
Okay.
strands.
Okay, I'm just
yeah.
double checking, kind of
Yeah, no problem.
filling in gaps in my brain.
I'm describing this a little bit goofier. I'm trying to do a different kind of style plot point than I normally do. So, ask as many questions as you need. I'm describing this a little bit goofy. But yeah, so basically, you guys are starting to slowly piece together from like the seashell, the way he's kind of talking, the different kind of foliage that's around. You're still in the same location, but the summer is the only real constant. You know, you see the coconut trees, you see like palm trees and stuff, and deeper into the area, you see like some kind of like, you know, evergreen style or jungle or whatever the fuck a summer climate would be. Basically, you see a lot of summer foliage.
Mm-hmm.
The only real thing that's the main constant though is on the beach, a lot of palm trees and a lot of coconuts, and a bunch of seashells and shit. But yeah, so Tread's just kind of talking to you guys, and he's just like, I don't know much about any trials. I've heard of them from druids as a, long-living treant. I've encountered people who like to experience nature. I don't know too much.
I pull one of the blunts that the tranters earlier were passing around. I like take a hit and pass it back to him. I was like, I understand.
Yeah. As Trad takes a nice hit from the blunt, his eyes kind of light up a little bit. And when he looks over to the side, he sees Udabrusk kind of standing behind you guys. Who's not supposed to really be there, but you guys are getting the gist. If you get high in this area, you're able to kind of see the in between and the druid. And he just kind of smiles, like he says, "Oh, there's a druid there." See, and
Yes.
just kind of points.
Yes.
Udabroski's still nursing the fuck out of Swain, but Trad doesn't really see Swain. He's just like, Swain's doing whatever the fuck Swain's doing. Y'all don't know what he's doing.
Trad, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah. What is it, Mr. Jin? Was it?
How does your people tell time? More or less like years, seasons, that type of thing. Because I've noticed before when harvesting firewood and stuff like that the rings inside of trees, depending on how old the tree is, there's more rings. Is that how your
joined.
Species tells time?
We tend to go off of either the moon or the seasons and somewhat
Loki
with the
8910
years,
left.
But when it comes to telling time for a tree, and it's mostly the seasons. It's the easiest way to tell what you would refer to as a year. So, like,
Understandable.
500 winters ago, for example, would be how we would describe time.
Okay.
A day
Okay, thank
doesn't affect much of a tree in its life.
So, what is today in your... I don't know what the word in your species would be for a calendar.
It's been a while since I've looked at one of the calendars. I tend to be more isolated, but let me think. Basically, I don't have a specific date in mind, but basically, I think I was having this be about 200 or 300 years ago, give or take. You just see him kind of scratch his head and say, basically the equivalent of the summer of about 200 years ago.
And that's all I'm reaching for is like trying to figure out the time frame that we're in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you, Trad. I really appreciate you talking to me, and I hand him the blunt back.
Of course, it's always nice to have some company. And he looks at the rest of the party and he says, "So, how are you enjoying these festivals so far?" As there's not really much there. All you guys have are like kind of like juices and other shit. It's not really a festival. It's just they kind of call it that. It's just a bunch of random.
I mean, a harvest festival is literally just taking in whatever you have and having a festival.
Yeah. He's just chilling and is just making small talk as he keeps looking over at Trisha, and you see his cheeks going. I'm just saying growing roses, but basically he's just blushing.
And I look at him and I was like, "Have you talked to her?"
No, I haven't. She seems occupied with many of the other treants.
Oh, she's occupied with one treant in particular. Trust me.
Oh, I see.
You dumb lug.
Oh, but
And I like smack him on the shoulder, and I take my flask and I put it in his hand, and I'm like, take a sip and go talk to her and enjoy the festivities. I'm gonna grab my party and tell them to create a distraction so you and her can get some alone time. All right? And I tip his hand up so he has to take a swig.
He nods and he basically devours your entire flasks liquid.
And I slap him on where his ass would be and push him in the direction of Trisha.
All right. So are you guys ready to create a distraction for Trad to get a girlfriend?
We still have some caffeinated goblins, right?
Yes, you guys would have caffeinated goblins. Tall, smart goblin.
Wait, they
Ari.
took the.
Oh shit! No, wait, no, they wouldn't. Never mind. No, sorry. You guys
damn.
wouldn't have the goblins, unfortunately.
But
Well,
we do have things like thunderclap. We can talk really loud with thaumaturgy. Like we have some options here.
so you guys have some options, and you do have 2 rogues in the party, so and an artificer goblin, so
Just a thought. We got.
Wait, why are we talking about Trisha?
Trisha is about to get her sap tapped.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
they're trying to prepare the saplings.
Yes. And that's kind of like where my mind's going here is okay, spring, life begins. Summer, they have to pollinate. They have to produce their offsprings before fall, where they're going to have to go into start of hibernation, then winter hibernation. So we got to get some people laid at this party, I'm thinking.
You're kind of on track. Your timeline's a little bit off, but you're getting the general idea properly.
And I'm like, so we got the Moni McMonerson fish.
Yeah.
And Thornton suggested Thermidry. I'm just thinking we cast it on Moni McMonerfish and we sit here and get some hacky sack going. Thornton, if you wanna go for a walk while we do this, it's gonna get pretty uncomfortable pretty quick.
Oh my god. I don't know if the Treants would understand what the Aquians would be saying though.
I thought they did, and that's why Trad pointed this one out specifically.
He just knows it's a sexual deviant. He can't hear specifically what it's saying. He just knows the general idea. But if you guys if you have a translation or a language spell, you can turn it into Treant language or common language or whatever the fuck they speak.
Ooh. How do you guys feel about basically making everybody here uncomfortable? Or do we have anyone proficient in nature?
Narza, do you have proficiency in nature by chance?
I do actually. I actually have advantage on or about terrain, animals, plants, and weather, and advantage to recall information on fae, fiends, or undead.
Would the treants be considered fiends or fae?
Yeah, they would be kind of like fae.
All right.
Okay.
You would also be noticing
I'll,
fairies and other things around this area, and you also do notice spirits and wisps just kind of floating around. I forgot to mention that, so that would also be something you would see.
I want to look at ours and be like, is there anything around here that we could use as a mass aphrodisiac?
Okay, give me a moment.
Oh my god.
Once.
Oh my god, I fucking love this.
I got a 9 plus 3 for 12 on the second roll, and an 18 on the first one.
Alright. So you're gonna help Jin with his plan? You're looking around for those plants? Alright.
Yes.
So
all right.
You kind of go into the woods. I'm assuming you're a little apprehensive with the task at hand, but you're able to find what he's looking for. You find a lot of strange plants that you kind of pick up, and every time you look at them, I'm assuming you're double gloving, making sure none of the shit's touching you.
He's double gloving, and I'm just grabbing it and like holding it in my hand. I'm just like, as I'm doing it, like walking a little uncomfortable, like taking that wide step.
You're taking that wide step, but you're used to this shit, so like,
Yeah.
you know.
And I'm just like, all right, this should be enough.
Alright.
And I want to spike the juice with the aphrodisiac.
Alright. Would you like to try to do it, or do you want to try to have like Narza try to like stealth in and slide a hand it into the juice bar?
I mean, I'm pretty proficient in stealth. Sleight of hand, not so proficient.
Alright. So,
but I'm extremely proficient in deception.
Alright, so do y'all want to do like the two-man act? You know, one guy go behind, one guy, you know, talks to the shopkeeper.
I mean, I said we do it as a whole party. We go in and created a little
I have
distraction.
expertise in stealth.
Okay.
Torden would like to walk over to the other end where everybody's away from everybody. I would like to cast Thaumaturgy, which lets me pretty much make my voice boom up to 3 times as loud for 1 minute.
Okay.
And I would like to go on the other side and just sneeze as loud as I can and see if I can make everybody look towards me so they can just easily dump it in.
Alright. So Narza and Ramrod just kind of walk over to the stand and y'all are talking to the shopkeeper, I'm assuming, or something. Or
Yeah.
what you doing? Alright.
Just going over, talking to him, asking him about like the berries and where, like how long it takes to make the juice, and it, like, can you make the juice into alcohol? How strong is the alcohol when you make it into alcohol? Like, basically asking how I can turn this juice into moonshine.
Hell yeah. So the shopkeeper is, you know, talking to you guys, and as Torden does that, everyone turns over and is like, what the fuck?
Basically thunderclap to sneeze.
Pretty much.
And
But he's deaf, so it doesn't really affect him.
Yeah. So as you guys do that, you Jin and Narza are able to just chuck the plant into the juice barrel and just kind of act like nothing fucking happened. And
then yeah, I'm gonna discreetly move away from the scene, and I'm gonna look at the party and be like, we gotta turn things up a notch here.
Am I hearing a round for everyone?
Yeah.
All right. So, would you like Torden to scream, you know, a round for everyone, or how are you gonna do it?
Yeah, we'll let him, since he still has Thaumaturgy. I can never pronounce that, but yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
As you kind of like wave me over, I walk over and I kind of like put my ear down to your head so you can speak into my ear. Nod, and then just look at you and go, I didn't hear any of that.
I look over at Ari like, help.
Ari, help is you're just like trying to tell her to like do sign language.
I like look at my hands and I look at him and like I'm like missing the fingers to do the appropriate sign language because I'm a demon. I'm like,
Yeah. Ari starts translating.
And of course, Torden like nods. He understands the assignment now, and just kind of like walks over and just kind of like looks and just claps his hands as loud as he can, and just grabs a cup, scoops it down, raises it up because he's probably about as tall as everybody else here.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming that trans are a lot bigger than him.
Yeah.
And just booms out. For the festival, for life, for us.
Everyone starts cheering.
And literally just starts like handing the cups out to everybody as he walks by.
You see everyone just cheering and running up to the stand. tossing seashells and whatever fucking currency they use, and they're all starting to get really really drunk, and then they start getting really really horny.
And I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. It's gonna be so sticky.
Oh my gosh. You,
And I look at the party and like, you guys didn't drink any of that, right?
Torden's just sitting there with one cup in his hand, looking confused.
And I want to make sure that Trad and Trisha both got a glass of the spiked.
You happily see Trad talking to Trisha as they both take a drink, not knowing what's in it. And
I'm
after about 5 to 10 minutes of watching and talking, they enter the grove kind of behind them with a lot of trees, and you see them kind of plant their roots into the ground, and then you guys assume you should turn around to give them some privacy.
I fly up into the trees that aren't trees.
Yeah.
And I just kind of
watching the trees do it.
I mean, I'm saying that I'm keeping lookout so they don't get interrupted, but yeah, I'm 100% bourbon on them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Do you keep the fish with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rest of the party,
Like holding the fish so like the fish can watch. Like I'm just like I look at everyone else. I'm just like I'm sick. And I just go back to what I was doing.
Oh my god. So the rest of the party, are you guys gonna like try to get a room or something to kind of like relax and sleep off all this shit and get away from the debauchery, or is there anything y'all want to do on this once peaceful, lovely, kind night turned debaucherous rave?
Is there like music going on?
Bardic music, so like lutes and flutes and other shit.
Yeah, I try to like get whoever's playing that stuff. I try to get them a little tipsy and like get them playing a little more fun stuff and like just turning this into a full-on beach party.
Hell yeah. Narsa, Ari, is there anything you'd want to do?
I got nothing.
All right.
I'm really just letting things play out, see how
Alright.
see how it goes.
All right. I'm just trying to make sure that y'all guys are, able to do something if you need, or want. The fish is nearby.
Old orc lucky. Some old orc not get hard. Let's take the potion.
Oh my gosh.
If hard lasting more than 4 hours, contact shaman. They'd be impressed as hell.
What you doing, buddy?
Who are you talking to?
Hold on.
My dog is bothering the shit out of me right now.
Hi, it's Frankie again.
No, this is Odin.
You're right.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Odin.
I'm sure you
Oh,
can
yeah.
probably hear him breathing.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming it's the dog doing the heavy breathing and not you.
No, it's just ambience for the tree ants banging in the woods.
Fair point.
I know mommy's upstairs. She just let you out. I saw you on the camera. I saw you.
What's Odin like?
Odin is a 90-pound Bernese mountain dog that thinks he's a lapdog.
The lapdog.
When you were talking, I heard him panting.
Yep,
You tell Odin that one of his friends that one of your friends on the internet says hi to him, and that I happen to
Say
love
hi.
dogs.
I have my headphones on his ears
Hello.
right now.
Hello. How
Hi,
you doing?
Odin. Odin,
It's like
go get a
turning his
treat.
head sideways. I love it. Such a good boy.
He was like confused for a bit.
Yes, very confused.
I told him to go pee on your leg. Let's see if it happens.
No. He doesn't even lick me. Like, he'll lick Mandy in the face, he won't lick me at all. He's a good boy.
Frankie gives human-style kisses.
Aw.
Like, it's funny.
That-
Bly
she-
has
she
seen
doesn't
this a lot of
u-
times.
She doesn't use her lips. She just moves her muzzle against your face and gives you kind of a smooch with where her lips would be.
I mean,
It's like
they have lips. They're just really, really thin. But yeah, she'll do that and basically push her mouth against me instead of doing the slobbery puppy kiss thing.
yeah,
Although she'll give puppy kisses, but you have to tell her you want puppy kisses. So I have a weird dog.
Yes, you do.
oh, excuse me.
No.
So did I read the summer theme wrong? What do you guys think?
No, I think you did it right.
I mean, sounds about right to me.
Tree orgy?
Oh God, who has allergies?
All right.
Hey, every spring you will hear me make comments about the non-consensual plant pollination.
I hate pollen
Ugh,
so
I
fucking much.
hate springtime.
See, my allergies are actually in the winter, not in the summer.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to pretty much everything they tested me for, but it's like kind of lower grade. Nothing super dangerous, but year round. Fall and spring are the worst for it, though.
Oh. Alright, I'm back. I stirred up my tea. I'm Gucci. Alright, so as you guys are able to just kind of rest the night away, you guys are able to find like a small little shack that you can all comfortably, well, as comfortable as you can, sleep in.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna try and get into a tree orgy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna try.
Ari like circles around and curls up on Torden's chest like a cat.
and Torn, you're able to
Because-
fall in. Sorry.
Comfy.
Yeah. Torn, you're able to just kind of like lean up against a wall and just kind of sleep like a soldier would. There's not really any
Okay.
beds, but it's just a little shack that you guys are able to get away from all the noise and debauchery. You do hear a lot of people come up to your shack, assuming that it's empty though throughout the night, but they all leave out of respect. And as the
I
morning,
mean, is there any chance we hear the poor bachelor trance behind the shed with the sandpaper?
yes, yes, you do. But you,
I mean,
you-
he had to have thought of that besides me.
Yeah.
many,
I'm just thinking that like it's a beach, so they're just grabbing sand.
yeah.
Pretty much. Well, you got to be careful there. Like, you're going to sand your palms off.
Yeah,
I mean, it grows back. They're currently alive trees.
yeah.
That's a good point.
They're shaving the bark off, so it's more sensitive.
Oh, God. That's terrible.
Oh my god, I love that.
I am going to be very meticulously avoiding any piles of sawdust that I see tomorrow.
Alright,
Sorry,
so,
I'm a terrible human being.
no, I fucking love this.
No, you aren't.
I
So-
mean, apparently I'm not exactly a great one considering I came up with it in the first place. Oh, God.
So, the night passes and all of the treants kind of are all asleep from their debauchery. You were able to get into some triocy, a couple treants. Luckily though, as you're in the spirit realm, you don't have to really worry too much because you assume nothing can last long term here. Are you a Mr. Raw Dog or do you wrap it when you're
Oh,
doing?
it's always wrapped.
Okay.
I was gonna say, wrap it or you're gonna get splinters.
Yeah.
I
Two things that are always a necessity: protection and consent.
oh my god, Jin, would you like a magical condom that
Yes.
doesn't wrap?
Yes, I would.
I mean, obviously.
A self-cleaning magical condom for protection that all smugglers and rogues truly need.
I'm pretty sure they're not cross-compatible anyway.
Yeah.
I will add that to my smuggler feat. If you allow it, I will add it to
Yeah.
the smuggler feat.
Do it. Do it for the shits and giggles. If I ever want to turn this into
Sorry.
an anime, I'm making this freaking rated M.
All I can picture right now is the girl treant telling Jin, pollinate me, pollinate me.
Oh my gosh. Pollinate me, Yanakumasai!
I just always wonder what my room or what my neighbors think of me half the time.
I wonder what my parents think, because I say way worse
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're not my biggest fans lately.
shit.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
So literally the last line of my smuggler's feat is also allows the use of a magical condom that adjusts to size and race as needed.
Yeah.
Compatibility condom.
And it auto cleans itself after each use.
I mean,
No, that's
with
what
magic,
fuels it.
with magic, that would actually be possible.
Yes,
Nice.
prestidigitation.
Yeah. You're just,
No, but
you have to
custom
spend,
fit bespoke condoms.
you have to freaking spend like 100 gold to buy one. It was like a really rare artifact you had to go to a mage for.
Yeah, it has to be attuned to you, and it has a rune of prestidigitation on it, so after each use, it cleans itself. And it also
Okay.
removes any possible STDs or cross-species contaminants.
Oh my gosh.
Termites.
Yeah, it's basically a condom that constantly has prestidigitation going, so you can't catch anything or contaminate anything.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. I love that.
Instantly worked into the game
Bro,
mechanics.
if you didn't say that you were gonna wrap it, dude, I was gonna like potentially have you have some like illegitimate treant child like 3 sessions down the road.
I mean, they are tree based, so only if he.
I mean, you're watering the. I mean, you're watering the sapling.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, so
I feel like that's part of like the demon code because we are deviants that like almost like it's sacrilege for us to reproduce with other species.
that would make sense unless it's through love.
Because-
But even then,
Well, even then, like the being a demon, like it's gonna be tied to the 9 hells, so like without permission, reproducing is not. It's frowned upon because we don't want to populate too much and then be seen as a threat.
that makes sense.
I feel like the
that
heavens
makes
and the
sense.
hells can have an agreement on like numbers, and that's why we have to protect ourselves.
Yeah, I like that mentality actually. So
That's why Daniela's not pregnant all the time.
yeah. Well, I mean, Danielle is kind of a special case. I mean, she handles it in her own way. But so the night passes and you return, I assume, to the party, kind of tired, and as everyone's waking up, are you gonna give them a good old thumbs up that the mission was successful for the two treants?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, as the party's kind of waking up, you guys are able to walk outside and see as the island looks a little bit different. So some of the palm trees on its back are kind of a little bit different, but you know, nothing too strange is going on. It just looks like maybe some time moved. You're not really sure. Just a minor observation. So, as you guys are kind of able to walk around the beach, you see Trad and Trisha, like trunk and trunk or whatever the fuck you'd call their arms, hand in hand,
Branch and branch.
branch and branch. Yeah, they're branch and branch, and they appear to be dating now. And Trad kind of walks over to you guys and says, "Thank you for last night. It was very enjoyable. I finally had the courage to talk to Trisha. Thank you."
And I just kind of like give him a nod, and I like pop my neck, like pulling her kink out, and like as I do that, there's like a I don't know, like a leaf or something under my collar, and I like pull it out and like, oh, and I like tuck it into my pocket.
Some leaves
Yeah.
and splinters.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and I like tuck it in my pocket, and I give him a little wink.
Trad gives you a little smile and nods.
Couple of acorns.
man got some maple trees, some redwoods, some oaks, you know.
Anything to bust a nut. What can I say?
Man busted a nut. That's gonna be the entire theme of the session is busting a nut, and it keeps gonna come back. Be like, so what happened last session? Be like, oh, we just
I
busted.
want to talk about it.
After last session, consensual tree orgy.
Oh my gosh. What about a consensual, non-consensual tree orgy?
I said there's two things that has to happen: protection and consent.
I mean, that's what happens to my nose every spring, so
Oh my gosh.
not a fan.
So, as you guys are kind of walking around the beach, you notice the sky kind of going a lot faster than normal. You guys would have seen this kind of effect though in the previous trial of spring, where the sky goes really, really fast, really quickly, as if like kind of the trial is moving past. And Trad just kind of is like less teleport, but you get the gist that he would have had a conversation with you, but it was just minor small talk, and now he's just kind of chilling somewhere else, as everything's just kind of like a montage, a time lapse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's back to dusk again, but this time you notice that the sun's kind of a lot more red, and you see Trad and Trisha just kind of sitting on the beach, just kind of looking out at the ocean, kind of relaxing, as you see them kiss under the sun and moon. And they're kind of looking out to the island, and that's kind of like where you see the image that Roll20 has. Don't have it specifically, but I can actually no, I do. Hold on, let me send a couple images real quick into the planning chat. Kind of like a mixture of this and actually, yeah, no, just like this, actually. Okay. So it's looking really pretty, but you also notice that the sun and the moon are getting very close to each other. And you notice as you kind of look around, Jin, since you've been the one kind of paying attention and looking specifically for like the age of the trees and stuff, you notice that a lot of the other trees are very different. A lot of them are kind of from early summer is kind of when you guys kind of entered this into a much deeper late summer. Most of the trees are getting ready for fall almost. It looks kind of like late August, early September kind of vibes. So it looks like a couple months have passed almost, give or take. And you notice the island is a lot closer to the beach. And the life on it is a lot older. Very sturdy trees are on that island. But right now, Trisha and Trad are just kind of kissing on the beach, just kind of having a relaxing, happy day. As it looks like their summer festivals have kind of come and gone throughout the weeks. So something weird's about the times right now. So what do you guys want to do?
I want to
Is
look
the
around a
fish
little bit.
unattended?
Is the fish unattended? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
Technically, the fish would be unattended because everything kind of time lapsed and moved around really quickly. So the fish is not currently in Jin's lap. Why? You do not have any sight on that fish though.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Do you want to go look for the fish?
Nope.
Okay.
I was gonna say I
It's-
want to take some time and look around the beach to see if I can figure out kind of like how much time has passed, and I'm really trying to piece together like what we have to do to complete this trial.
As you're looking around, you notice that the treants, most of them have kind of retreated into the woods, so it's a lot more desolate. But the elves, the fae, the fairies, the typical species are just kind of chilling on the beach more so, as they're not like having to prepare for the fall hibernation into winter. So the only real treants you see is the two that you have been befriended, Trisha and Trad. They're the only real treants of note around. The rest of the species are just kind of chilling, playing with weird pufferfish and shit, just doing typical life things, fishing. You do notice, your friendly deviant pufferfish is kind of rolling out of the ocean again, though, towards Torden. He is unattended.
And I'm like,
do
off.
we need a roll?
No rolls
Go for
needed. Sorry.
Okay. You see Torden just like look both ways, look at it as it's coming out of the ocean, and then just run up and soccer kick it
So,
straight back into the ocean.
as you soccer kick the fish, you hear the loudest moan it ever could echo, as it goes flying into the frickin' into the horizon, and you see it kind of bounce off the rocky island. And you notice that the trees kind of move a little bit. The trees on the island are kind of moving, and you notice that it's kind of getting closer. Like you've seen it kind of moving, but not like this. And you see the fish kind of roll off the island and kind of swim back towards you, perfectly fine, unharmed. It's like a puffer blobfish kind of hybrid, and it basically says like again.
I notice it like out of the corner of my eye. I see him flying through the air, and I'm like, "Oh, good for you, buddy."
Yeah.
Like I assume like over the time of me like kicking him between my feet, like I experimented with like how much I can fuck with him to see if like he's extremely durable, and like found out that he can take a good beat.
He's very durable. So
I just pick the fish up, look around for a second, find Ari, hold up the fish, and say, "Catapult."
Ari,
She
And just point
gestures.
towards the ocean.
Yeah. She gestures at it and launches it out toward the ocean.
you just have a pocket catapult
Boom.
of that size.
No, she's
I
an
have
artificer.
She
Oh,
She
has
yeah.
a
has
spell. Catapult.
Oh wait, an actual spell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
It
Alright.
has to be less than
bombs
5
before.
less than
So-
5 pounds, and it catapults the object 90 feet in the direction of your choosing.
Alright. So
pretty fast clip though, so until it actually touches down. Actually, that's what I'll do. I'll launch it at an angle,
All right.
so it goes flying through the air and lands further away.
Yeah. Ari, I'm assuming you'd be making like some mild calculations since you're doing that right now about, distance wise and stuff.
Yep.
Alright, so as you're doing that, you launch the fish over it and it starts making its really autistic, like degenerate moans, and you hear it just kind of thud back onto the island again. It keeps kind of hitting the island, and as you're doing that, you notice that it's gotten at least like 20 to 30 feet closer, which is not the normal speed of an island moving through tectonic methods.
Yeesh. Yeah, no.
Ari, does this concern you at all by chance?
It's a smidge.
just a smidge. Would you like to take another shot of a fish back at it in about 5 minutes when it swims back up to you?
Sure.
All right.
Kind of keep track of how far away it is.
You get the gist when you shoot it again. It's moved about another couple feet towards you. Towards the beach. And
Grab Torden and tell him what's going on.
You also notice that the sun and the moon start to slowly touch. The moon is slowly going over the sun.
Uh-oh. And there's an eclipse. Okay.
I walk up to Trisha and Trad, and I ask if there's anything special about the eclipse that's about to happen.
Trad just kind of looks at you and he goes, well, eclipses are common in this area. Tides and the moon and the sun, they all just tend to work together to create beautiful nature. There tends not to be too much with an eclipse, but I've heard from ancestors of the past that sometimes creatures will come from the ocean into the beach. But that's all folk tales and legends. I haven't seen it myself.
And I look over at the island, like seeing if would I have noticed it coming in, or
Yeah. You guys are getting the gist that the island is moving towards you guys.
and I look at him and I was like, is that thing moving?
Trent just kind of looks over at it and he says, I guess it is moving towards us.
Like, is that normal?
You see him kind of scratch his head and he goes, I don't think it's supposed to be normal.
And I look at the two of them and I was like, I think it's time for you two to go. And I want to take a moment and I want to line the beach. I have some frag grenades. That I was wondering if I could like tie a string to the pin.
Yeah.
Or set up like some sort of remote detonation. So like the way the island's moving, I want to put a couple grenades on the beach in between us and that, and be ready to like pull the pin if I need to, if something comes out of the water and we need to fight. To one, create a distraction, and two, damage whatever comes up if we have to.
This is what I'm imagining right now.
Yep.
It's coming literally right at you. There's no angle, there's no drift. Something is coming at you on that island. You don't know what it is. All you see is a giant island moving, and you're just able to slowly start placing down frag grenades and random shit just to set it up.
Yeah, basically making a beachhead.
Yeah. You notice the rest of the residents.
No, wait, I thought that's what you were getting last night.
The rest of the residents are getting a little bit stressed and a little bit nervous. They notice it, and as you guys start to see it start to accelerate a little bit more. You start seeing the waves kind of start receding and pushing in a strange way. I don't know how very well eclipses affect the sea. I assume you guys would be able to explain that a little better.
Not as much as you would think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It affects the tides, but it's mostly just the moon affects the tides. So when you have really close, like the gravity of the moon is the main thing that affects us, not eclipses.
Okay. Well, this
So
is
if you were to
supposed-
say a super moon, we'd be like, ooh,
Aw.
no.
I would think eclipses would affect werewolves and stuff.
I mean, it will affect werewolves, but it's not going to affect the tidal current.
Okay.
No.
What's a supermoon specifically?
Supermoon is when the moon, because the moon's orbit is oblique, so the supermoon is when it's closest to the Earth.
Yeah, because
So
that's when I was.
it looks the biggest. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, when
basically a
near
red
the horizon, it
supermoon
looks huge.
mixed with an eclipse.
So we got super high tides, an eclipse, all sorts of fun things.
Yeah, this is not a natural event. Something's weird's going on. And
Yeah, and I'm communicating to the party like, hey, I got a bad feeling about this as I'm like laying down grenades, like kind of like pointing at the island, like that's big.
yeah. Why did I accidentally open Steam? Okay. I was trying to click back over to the Roll20. So as you guys are setting that up, you hear the villagers kind of start screaming, "The island, it's moving! The island's moving!" And you start hearing.
And I look over, I'm like, you're just now noticing this?
They're not very smart. They're not very smart islanders. But you do notice that they start kind of trying to pull up some ballistas and shit. And you finally hear Udabrask kind of come up behind you and kind of place his hand on your shoulder, Jin, and he says, "The real trial is about to begin."
And I just look at him like, you got any more of that tea?
He nods and hands you a little bit to kind of rev you up for battle.
And I
takes
take a
an
little
extra sip.
swig.
What's interesting though is you do notice Swain kind of with him. He's no longer tweaking, and he's coming to the trial, but his eyes look a little kind of dead inside. He's cleared his own trial, but Udabras kind of helped bring him in here. It looks like just to kind of lend assistance to this side of it for him. And without too much longer, let me pull up the fucking item. We're gonna copy it if we can. I need to go to GM, click that, copy, swap over, click here, paste. Imagine the water in this image as hold on, how do I layer? Wait, no, not that one. Did not mean to do that. Hold on, Control Z. That, click it, swap. Token layer. There we go. You see a giant freaking dragon turtle kind of start emerging out of the fucking ocean. It's a very big guy, but you do notice it looks smaller than what you've heard of legends of dragon turtles kind of roaming the ocean that tend to be like about 5 times bigger. So, in comparison, this looks like a baby, but it looks at you guys, it looks at the spirits, it looks at everything else, and you see it look at the little fortifications that the villagers are kind of just like screaming as they're setting up ballistas, firing. And you see it just unleash a giant cone of steam breath, 60 feet in a cone, and just blasts like 30 freaking ballistas and just kills like 30 to 40 people. Like, before it even reaches the shore. Everyone want to roll initiative?
Hey, hang on. Give me a moment.
As a
Got
reminder, if you guys
3
click
or
on your
5.
character sheet and then roll, it'll automatically populate into there, so it'll help him out with making the turn order.
Okay.
Yeah, just click the word initiative on your character sheet.
All right. So got
What the heck?
Jordan is 18. Ari is 20.
It didn't
Jim is
freaking do it.
10.
Yeah.
So
You have
what
to
did you
click
get?
on your token and then do it, but I'll show you how to do that later.
Yeah.
Like, I got a really good roll for once.
Oh, he can manually put it in as
Yeah.
well. It's easier on him to do that.
Yeah. Narsma, what did you roll again?
2 plus 3 for a 5.
A 5. All right. Alrighty. Let me pull up. Yeah, whatever. It's something. All right. So, let me scroll down to the sheet of the Torkoal. All right, this is gonna be a bit difficult. All right. So Ari, you're up. You just saw like a horde of people get blown up. But before it goes on ashore, as it touches the grenade line, I'm just gonna let Jin, since he was kind of ready in this, I'd say about like 3 frag grenades kind of go off on it. So
Mhm.
I'd say it takes about like 35 damage just from like all the grenades kind of going off, and another
So
like
it's each grenade is a 5d6.
5d6. Okay, so I'll say it takes like about 80 in total.
I mean, you're doing better than I did, so.
Well, I'm saying like I'm mixing the grenades with
Yeah.
a bunch of ballista fire at it. It's a pretty
Oh,
big
okay.
target. Technically, it would have to probably like roll to like make sure the grenades go through it, but this is Anyway, point is, I'm just letting them hit. So about 3 of them kind of get through its armor, and it takes quite a nice chunk out of its leg, and it starts to go. I guess that's what a fucking turtle makes.
So my echo token was like over here.
Yeah, you guys are able to move around on the beach. I just threw your tokens down.
Yeah. Well, I figure I didn't have an echo out at the time, so I'm going to call up my echo.
Okay.
Kind of here-ish. And I'm going to take a shot at the turtle thing.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of aim for the head-ish. Is it going to like pop its head up above the water, or is it staying down in the water?
Its head's above water. This isn't a good image of it. Basically, it's on the beach right now. It's 2 feet around the beach.
Okay.
And it's like just like technically everything on the beach would be in its range. Really, is basically the point. But
All right. So
it's more like if you're in the front row and you're trying to taunt it, it might focus you more versus kind of the back row.
yeah.
Like think of Final Fantasy front row versus back row penalties kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take my attack here, and I'm going to just shoot at it. I have extra attack, so I get to do that twice.
All right, 1 lands.
Okay.
I'm gonna say since the bombs kind of went off on it, it shredded some of its armor a bit.
Okay.
I'm basically just trying to say it's not supposed to be a full-grown turtle, because this would have a fucking 20 AC, and that's batshit insane for the 3 of you.
Alright.
Supposed to be a little scary, not that scary. Alright, 16 damage. Alright.
And hold on. With my enhanced weapon, I get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Alright.
So
extra point of damage. All right.
I don't know if that'll change my other attack.
The second one wouldn't hit regardless, but out of the extra 1
Okay.
point of damage. Is there anything else
All
you'd
right.
like to do on your turn?
Let me check something real quick.
Would we have advantage because of the size of this?
Not really, because it has like a really thick, sturdy hide. So each of your shots at it would like really just kind of dink off it. You're basically got to try to go for like not critical shots specifically, but you know what I mean. You have to hit specific points.
Plan
You're trying to like
plan your
scare it.
shots
Yeah, plan your
to
shots.
get around the armor.
Yeah. But due to the explosion, I'm saying you guys have a little bit. It kind of its front leg kind of got shot up a bit from the explosion, and kind of its neck a bit. So you're basically just trying to piss it off and scare it mainly, because it can technically just eat you, probably. If it was at full size, but it is smaller. So this is more accurate. Sorry, go on.
How far is the distance on that? Nah. Okay.
You don't have to worry about distance too much. It's give or take. It's just supposed to be on the beach.
Yeah.
So it's closer than it looks. It's just the image is. I'm basically trying to make sure it's really big so that it just looks big and it's like wide. But it's basically supposed to be right on the beach, so you're basically able to hit it regardless. The positioning doesn't matter.
Okay, well then. Nah, I think I'm good for this turn. I'll save something for the next turn.
All right. This is the music I'm listening to as the eclipse is going on.
So what do we do? Just buy time until the eclipse is over or something?
You don't really know. You get the gist though from Udabrosk that you just have to try to get the turtle to flee and run away. So you're just trying to like survive. And you see the two treants. You see Trad taking Trisha back to the tree line, but by the time your assaults are going on, you see Trad just kind of behind Udabrosk, kind of talking to him to try to help, but you don't really know what he's doing. Torden, you're up though.
I'm going to cast Surf's Miniature Missiles.
All right.
But I can change the damage type to lightning. So I'm going to do that because it is standing in the water.
Yeah.
So just so you can see what I'm doing.
All right.
There we go. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to launch. How many can I launch at once? I think I can launch 2 or 3 at once. 2 of them at once at the turtle.
All right.
There we go.
Does it? What is the? Let's jump to dexterity saving throw. I don't. Yeah. I'm just gonna let it auto hit because it's a giant fucking turtle.
Yeah. And so 4d6 worth of damage.
All right.
Does it get any bonuses because it is currently in water?
I'll give you like a 25% damage increase, rounded up.
Okay. Well,
so
12.
12, so 25%.
16?
Yeah, 16. All right.
Extra 4. All right.
All right.
That's my turn.
All right.
Oh, actually, I'm going to. No, everybody's mostly behind me. Kind of make sure everybody kind of knows that. Yeah, I'm the front line again. Have the hammer ready. Be ready to help out when my turn comes back around.
Yeah, the main thing is basically you and Swain are on the front line. Jin's kind of more on the mid line. The rest of the party's in the back line.
Okay. Just want to make sure we have all that kind of like shouted out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move you guys a little bit for you because that's just kind of how it is. More like that. So
Yeah.
kind of like a D&D style, not D&D, more like a Final Fantasy style formation kind of setup as this fight.
Sounds good.
All right, Jin, you're up.
So this is a giant turtle, right?
Yes, this is a giant turtle
And its shell is
on its back.
kind of like what we see, right?
Yeah.
Does it have any spikes or anything that I need to worry about if I wanted to get on its back?
Not really. It's more like just trees and mountainous. It's basically there to be stealthy and have some
But
snacks on its back.
The shell is technically connected to it, correct?
Yes.
So I want to use my flight speed, and I want to land on its back if I can.
Yeah, you should be able to fly onto its back.
All right. So I want to fly into a location where, kind of like it wouldn't be able to grab me while I'm on its back.
Okay.
And the first thing I want to do is I want to put down some oil flasks. Would that be a bonus action, just dropping those?
Yeah, just dropping it like a carpet bomb.
Okay. So I'm just going to drop some oil flasks on the ground around where I am. And then I'm going to... it's moving up the beach, correct?
It's moving up the beach towards the party, yes.
Okay. So I want to cast Spike Growth in between it and the party.
Okay. How does that spell work?
1 sec. I can list the...
Oh, wait, I can just click spell description. Oh, there we go. I'm reading that. 20 foot. Yeah, it becomes difficult terrain. When a creature moves onto it, it takes 2d4 for every feet of movement it takes. Okay. So I'll just say that it takes about 10 damage because its 2 feet are kind of on it. I'm just gonna kind of give or take since it's such a big creature. It's gonna, oh wait, no. Each foot would only step on it once, so yeah, it'll only take the 5 damage. Sorry. 110, 12, 5. That would be 17. Okay. All right. And your oil flasks, does it have a damage number if it's lit on fire or not?
Only when it's lit on fire.
Okay.
So
would you like to light it on fire then?
no,
Okay, so you don't want to light it
no,
on fire.
because it is directly under me. So I'm literally trying to like dump oil around me after I flew up there, and then I throw that spell out in front of us as it's moving towards the party.
Oh, okay.
And that's gonna be my turn.
All right then.
Like I'm just frantically dumping like as much flammable shit I have on me on top of this turtle as humanly possible.
All right. So before Swain's turn, you guys see Udabrosk talking to Trad, and you see Trad kind of like rip off some very thick, like kind of not thorns, off his branches and stuff. So very thick pieces of wood, like splinters, and starts handing them to Udabrosk as you see him kind of saying some like druidic, kind of shamanistic chant. He appears to look like a druid, but he's more like a shaman. And his spellcasting is very different from the rest of the druids you guys would have encountered. And he spawns 2 little kind of I don't have any tokens for him, but basically 2 little wolves spawn in front of him off the branches and just kind of run and start biting the dragon turtle for a little bit of damage. Not too much, but it's a little bit of damage. They're kind of trying to bleed its leg out of it. And then you see Trad just kind of start chucking little splinters at him for a little bit of damage. Not very much. It's not really breaking through, but it's just.
I mean, I'm picturing this being like fleas and toothpicks attacking the thing.
Yeah, but he has a bigger tree out of comparison to the rest of them, so he's able to chuck some spikes at it. He's just trying to help and protect his woman. Like, it's more about the thought that counts. But Udabrask's wolves appear to be a lot more useful.
Too bad he's not a different kind of tree. He could launch a few banana peels.
Real. You notice Swain run up to it, and just starts kind of trying to shank its leg. Normally he gets through armor really easily, but you notice him kind of like a little sluggish right now. Still kind of worn out, and so only one of his sword strikes gets through for only about like 12 damage. I'm nerfing him right now because his previous
he's in detox mode right now.
Yeah, he's in detox mode. He does not need to be fighting this shit, and it looks like he's been fighting a lot recently. Like, his body is very worn out. You see him like do his freaking 3-strike combo as a fighter, and then just like 2 of them just completely bounce off. Like, bro is not having a good time. All right, Narza, you're up.
All right. Let's see. Is he underwater, or is he still
he's above water now. The image doesn't serve its purpose very well. It's just mainly to show size. It's on the beach right now. Swain's basically right in front of it, just like stabbing it with his sword as best he can.
move a bit closer, and then try and shoot it in the eye.
All right, so you want to do a cold shot for the eye specifically?
Yes,
All right.
I'll roll for damage.
Roll
for
hit.
hit.
Yeah.
Does a 25 hit?
What was it for cold shots? Was it 5 extra to the AC, or was it 10 to the AC for a cold shot, Lysmith? Lysmith?
Helps if I start talking with my mute off.
Sorry
about that.
You're good.
Yeah, I was like, Ramrod, I think it's +5, but you can increase it to +10 depending on how small the target or whatever.
All right, so +5
I
would be a cold
know
shot,
for
right?
like, yeah, because I've seen people do like +10 because it's an eye, but also this thing is
massive, so I think a
so I see
+5
+5 being easier.
All right.
But like most of the time, if you're like, oh yeah, I want to shoot the gun out of somebody's hands, it's up to you to decide whether it's a +5 or +10, if I remember correctly.
All right, so
Ramrod, back me up here. I'm not thinking that wrong.
No, I mean is this going to be huge or colossal creature?
I believe this is technically supposed to be gargantuan, but I'm downsizing it 1 or 2 tiers.
That's why I was asking, huge or colossal.
D&D size chart. I just want to double check. I have a chart.
I mean, it is an island, so I'd probably guess on colossal level.
That's what I was thinking.
Normally it's supposed to be gargantuan, so it would be huge. Colossal, okay. Colossal isn't even at its full size, and I said it's small, so it's huge.
Okay. So I would say +5 for the eye.
All right.
+10 doesn't seem
like
you got to think about how big the eye would be. We're talking like this thing's probably the size of a sheet of plywood.
It's like one of those small outcropping islands versus an actual island.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm saying like the size of its eye would be like about the size of a sheet of plywood.
Yeah.
For thinking about like how easy it would be to hit.
Yeah. So I'd say that lands then, because the +5 baseline would have worked. So with its reduced AC, it's fine. So I think that would do like an extra 50% damage or something. And maybe I mean,
it's up to you how well does it need to use its eyes?
I don't think it damages its eye too much, but it definitely kind of pisses it off, and it definitely is bleeding a little bit.
So roll for damage or no?
Yeah, roll for damage.
I got a 4.
All right.
I mean,
I'll
worst
just
case, his eye
double
is
it.
tearing up.
I'll just double it for 8 and say like that's like bleeding.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
soft tissue.
I could see it being like getting sand in your eye and it's just like tearing up and, its eye is stinging.
Yeah. Alright, so it is now the turtle's turn. Let me do this real quick. So Ramrod, you're floating like above its shell right now, right?
Yeah, I'm like trying to just dump as much flammable shit on its back as humanly possible while trying to stay out of way of its face area.
Alright,
Turtle soup, turtle soup, turtle soup.
it's gonna kinda like shake its body a little bit and try to like slap its tail like up on its shell. But since you're kind of like trying to hide in a special spot, I'll give it disadvantage on trying to hit you with its tail. Because it can't really like aim at you very well, so it's more like do you kind of fuck up or not getting in space. So 20 plus 13. Why do I keep clicking on my music? I am smooth brain. What the fuck?
Would I be making a dexterity save or anything?
It would be on hit. What's your AC, by the way?
So it says a 16, but I don't know if that's with my. You're gonna hit anyways
Yeah.
with a 17. So
Okay, give me 1 second. I need to turn off 3D dice. I thought that would look cool, but it's like bugging out. Dice options, turn off 3D die. Okay. Alright, so you're going to take, you take, what's the damage it says? It doesn't say. It says an average of 26 damage.
what type of damage?
It bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning. All right.
Yeah, and then you need to
1-6 whooping.
All right, and then you need to roll a strength saving throw, or else get pushed and knocked prone. You successfully kind of get up. So you get staggered, you kind of fall to the floor, you get smacked really hard into the oil flasks. Luckily, none gets on you, and you're able to just kind of float back up and be like, fuck, okay. That did not feel good.
I'm just like, ow!
And you see the giant dragon turtle look at Torden, and it's hungry. You notice it kind of like starts opening its mouth and kind of makes a sucking motion and kind of starts swallowing up some of the wisps kind of near the party before going in for a bite on Torden. 20, 13. Oh my god, bro, this turtle does not want to eat you. Goddamn. All right. It gets its bite right around your head and arms, Torden, but you're able to just kind of like really pry its fucking mouth open and kind of push it back a little bit. Kind of like a snapping turtle, you know? Kind of like sticking its head out, trying to bite you, and then, retreating back. Basically, bitch slap it and just kind of shove it off you.
Okay.
Alrighty. Ari, you're up.
All right. Let me think here. Okay, my Echo
See?
is going to pull out a big, like, sack full of as many bombs as you'll let me get away with here.
Just throw like a couple pounds of explosives at it. You need a lot of explosives to kind of like really dent in.
She's literally going to grab it
and just like chuck a sack at it.
With a no. The Echo is going to take the bag, make sure that there is a like remote trigger hooked to it.
Okay.
And basically run and try to jump into its mouth.
Ooh. Okay. I'd say like your echo
So-
can teleport like onto its face and then try to have it do like an athletics into its
Yeah.
mouth.
Okay.
All right.
Where did my... There it is. Okay. So, athletics. Can I do acrobatics?
Acrobatics would be allowed, yeah. I usually use athletics and acrobatics interchangeably. I know some people like
Yeah.
whine about it.
I mean,
Well,
I would
it just depends on your character. Like, how are you looking at it? Are you doing a strength check or are you doing a dexterity check?
yeah.
in her case, dexterity, because she's tiny.
Yeah.
Strength
Yeah.
ain't gonna count for shit.
And that's the difference between an athletics check. Think about an Olympic sprinter as athletics, whereas
Yeah.
acrobatics would be an Olympic gymnast.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
I'll go
And
with
she's
like.
definitely more on the
Oh, sorry.
gymnast side.
I'm gonna go with the advantage roll, just because I think it makes sense that it was just doing a bite motion, so as it was trying to bite Torden, he was able to kind of like keep its mouth open long enough for Ari to kind of have the echo teleport onto it as it's kind of recovering from snapping at Torden, and is able to just leap into its mouth pretty easily.
Okay, and I am going to, from my character over here, actually set those off.
All right. What's the damage for normal like grenades? What was it for
5d6.
5d6? All right. Since it's a whole pack of explosives, I'll say like do 10d6 and then I'll give it a damage multiplier because it's in its mouth.
All right. I don't have an option for doing 10, so I'm just going to do 2 5d6s.
Yeah, that works.
There we go.
All right. So let me make sure that I have the HP updated. So 119 plus 12 times. Oh, I'll say 40%. Actually, 30, 35. Fuck it. In between everything. I did that wrong.
Yeah.
I'm
And my
sorry.
logic is I'm pretty sure its tongue isn't going to have the same amount of armor as the outside of it.
Yeah, it won't have as much armor, but it would definitely be a little more fortified. It does eat like rocks and wood and other shit,
Yeah.
so it's used to having stuff in its mouth that tries to fight back. But these are a lot of explosives. You're burning through a lot of resources here.
If nothing else, I'm going to make its jaw creak a little.
Yeah. It does about 42 damage. So I need
Nice.
to make sure I do plus.
All right. And my echo will have been, curse bloated, so I'm going to just move it over here as a temporary off the map thing.
All right. Torden, you're up.
So,
It's still, well, I'm assuming its mouth got blasted open by that.
Yeah, it's kind of like breathing and it's like it ate some bad food.
Okay.
Doing the
I
cat
would
right
like to
before it
continue-
pukes. I just imagine my cat hacking up a hairball right now. It's like,
Yeah, basically.
I gave it inflammatory heartburn.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I should try to make it worse.
All right. How are you thinking?
Well, its mouth is open, and I still have 4 more meteors.
All right. You want to just chuck 4 meters down to start?
I can only do 2 at a time.
I was gonna say
I'll
save
allow
2
it.
of them.
I'll allow it.
I'll
I'll allow you to
well,
chuck.
I
all
should
4.
probably stop. Wait, before I do that, I'm so sorry. Jin, do you want me to hit that oil? Are you waving at me or not?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, like pointing at my feet, like, hold on, save one. Like screaming at the top of my lungs because I have no way to light this other than dropping a torch, and I'm probably gonna get lit on fire if I do.
Well, I have 2 left, so I'm gonna let you get out of there, and my next turn I will hit that.
Okay.
Just so I don't light you up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an echo who
frantically
can
waving my
kamikaze that
hand.
stuff.
I thought
So-
you just sacrificed your echo.
She
I
can
can
summon another
resummon
one.
at any
It's
turn.
a bonus action.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Right?
Echoes are so broken.
I know. I love it.
Alright. I need
I
to...
have broken the game before with that.
All right. So what are you
I
doing
was
with
like,
the
out of
meteors?
control.
Are you chucking it in its throat then, and letting R use the echo or Jin use the torch, or?
I'm going to next turn, Jin, or this turn?
Next turn.
Okay, cool. Next
Yeah,
turn, I'm going to launch fireballs where he was.
Okay. So you're doing that damage roll into its mouth then, the 10?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, that was a really bad roll as well.
Well, I'm giving it a little extra damage because it's in its mouth. Alright. Jin, you're up.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike on myself to give myself that extra movement speed and everything.
Alright.
And the 1d8 force damage. So that's my bonus action.
Yeah.
And then for my action, I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp on it.
Okay. Is that a 10 to hit? Or, oh, is that wisdom saving? How does that work? I'm just curious.
I'm not 100% sure. I have advantage on the attack if the target is wearing armor made of metal.
Well, your advantage would not help you. That would have been a nat 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah, the Shocking Grasp was a fleeting chance. But like, I reach down, I try to do Shocking Grasps, and then when that fails, I'm just like, I'm out, and I fly, using my Zephyr Strike.
I mean, didn't it technically just come out of salt water?
Yes.
So logically, wouldn't it be covered in salt water that is
I mean, I
super
still
conductive?
rolled in that one, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I
gonna give
rolled-
it the advantage regardless.
yeah, I rolled
but-
a nat 1 and a 3, so I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Or
If
It's the
you were
equivalent
about
of a static
15
shock.
If it was
Yeah.
a 15, I would
Just,
have
like,
just rolled it
pop,
up to an
ow.
18 and let it hit, but it's a 10. If it was a little closer to the hit AC, I would have let it hit.
Like I said, I rolled a 1 and a 4, so this has a plus
Yeah.
6 to hit, and I rolled that shitty. And then I'm going to just try to retreat back as
Yeah.
far as possible with my movement speed.
Yeah, you're able to kind of fly to and from it pretty easily without much of a
Is
problem.
it still walking up the beach though?
It's just kind of staying stationary, kind of where it's
Okay.
like stabbing its foot with that one spell. It's just
Yeah,
more like trying to fight Torden right now.
Yeah, as long as it's not moving through the spike growth, then it's not taking any extra damage. If it's just staying in there, then I believe it's fine.
Yeah, it says only if it's on movement. I was gonna give
Yeah.
it a little extra damage, but I was also thinking it's not big enough to really damage it too much. It's more like kind of like
It's an
thorny,
annoyance.
prickly annoyance. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more of a deterrent to move.
Yeah, because then you're pulling it out of the wound, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This turn you see Udabrosk kind of summon another couple wolves, kind of trying to bleed its leg out a bit. You see him kind of chanting. It does a couple damage. It's not too much. 10 damage there, and then you see Trad kind of look over to its eye, kind of looks at Narza and gets an idea, and kind of runs back away this turn. But Udabrosk does some extra damage real quick. Just only about 10. He has like 4 wolves on it right now. He's kind of playing like a conjurer right now, slowly adding some stacking bleed damage. And you see,
I was going to ask, do I have Cerberus with me or no?
Cerberus would not have drank the ayahuasca, and neither
Okay.
would have Pidgey.
Pidgey. Okay.
Yeah. And you just see Swain like tweaking the fuck out. Like you hear him breathing, and you just hear him kind of muttering, "Not again, not again," and he just kind of vomits. So that's kind of what you're getting. He's probably just like tweaking out over the drugs, and you see him only swing twice this turn. One of them just kind of glancing off for like 6 damage. Nothing serious. He normally does like 40 to 50 damage a turn regardless of AC. So it is basically not normal that he's doing this little in a fight. So something's fucking wrong with Swain right now, and you see him kind of like trying to buff his swords, and it is not working. You guys keep seeing like flickers of light and dark on each of his swords respectively, and it's just not activating. So Narza, it's your turn.
Oh. Yeah. Give me a moment. I'm thinking of something.
You're good.
While he's thinking, has Moni McMonerson come back yet?
Moni McMonerson's just been kind of like coming up.
I'll do another. I'll do another attack on it. Do another attack on it.
On its eye or like somewhere else.
Well, everywhere else is basically kind of steel tough. So yes, the eye.
All right.
I roll for it. Frick. I got an 11.
That just completely glances off. You hit kind of like one of the hard parts of its eye, and it just kind of bounces off kind of next to you, like by 5 feet. I'm just saying that for flavor. It's not like doing anything specifically. It just bounces off and ricochets. All right. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, nothing that comes to mind.
All right. So the turtle looks at Torden, and it takes its 2 massive claws. Or it technically supposed to have claws in that image. It has a claw attack basically. So it's gonna try to attack Torden twice. Torden, you're getting slashed twice for. It is 16 damage each. So you take 16 times 2. That is. Is that 34? Am I going crazy?
32.
32? Okay. I didn't use a calculator.
Yeah.
I was trying to do quick math.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Alright, you take 32 points of damage.
Sorry, no, I was kidding.
And you see it kind of look over at Swain, and as Swain's just kind of like breathing heavy, you just see Swain just kind of get swallowed.
Okay. Not ideal.
Yeah.
So it did 32 damage, and I'm gonna reduce that by 5. But I'm also gonna do one other thing, since it did smack me.
Oh, wait, what's the 5 again for?
I can do Stone's Endurance.
Oh, okay.
When you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll a d12, add your con modifier to the number rolled, and reduce the damage by that total.
Okay.
I can only do it once a rest, but it helps me just stay alive.
Alright, that makes sense.
But what was it? It was It also takes 2d8 thunder damage.
All right.
3 damage.
I'll
Wow, I
let
suck
it,
at rolling.
I'll let it do 6 because it did strike you twice with its claws, so it doesn't like it because those are very saturated parts of its
Okay.
hands.
I was like, oh wow, I did really bad that time. My bad.
Don't worry. You did 6 damage. It's not so bad.
Yeah. 2d8s and 3 damage. I'm sorry, that just kind of got me.
That's really
all right,
fucking
and
funny.
that is the reaction that I do
Yeah.
to it. All right.
All right.
Oh, sorry, that was supposed to be 7 reduced damage. I've added my con modifier to that of a 2.
Okay.
So, all right.
You're Gucci.
Thank you very much.
Ari, you're up.
Hold on a minute, because I'm having to take Frankie out again.
All right. Do you want to have Torden do his turn first and then come back to you?
Sure.
All right. All right, Torden, you're up.
I was going to, I think I misread this. Give me 1 second.
All right.
I think my meteors are launched as a bonus action. I could have been doing another strike this entire time. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, bonus action. So I realized I could have done some other spells. I would like to do my I'm done with combat move. So I'm going to twin spell lightning bolt.
All right.
And then go from there. So that would be 8d6 unless it can make the dex saving throw.
It's not gonna be able to make a dex saving throw. It's a giant fucking turtle.
I feel like I should at least
-12.
say it.
It has just a 10 dex, so it doesn't have any negatives, but I'm just not making it do dex saves because it's a small turtle, but it's massive. It's small for its species.
And so I'm going to hit it with that, and it's going to be hitting twice for that. So that is 16d6. And luckily, I'm going to also use my favorite thing, which makes it do max damage.
Hell yeah.
Did you just say
And I just want to double check on that. Yes.
Yeah. This is the
And
Torden
so-
special. He takes down the giants.
Pretty much. Only one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch those 2 meteors at the fire as well.
Okay.
Because that is going to be my bonus action on launching those. So how much? Those are. Crap! I forgot what I rolled last time. For my 4d6, as I'm going to try to light those fire or the spilled oil on fire.
Okay. So 12 damage.
So
for
that
the
is a
meteors just
12.
hitting. All right. And then I'll say, how much does oil lanterns normally do?
Oil does. I can't see it.
Is it saying 1 damage? Oh no, it's not saying the specific. It didn't roll properly. It rolled the
Yeah,
head, but
I don't know how to roll for that.
let me Google oil lantern damage. Oil
Well, I
lantern
think it'd just be
damage D&D.
flat.
Yeah, it's
5 damage.
It would be a
It
flat
says
damage
5
because it can't
damage.
really dodge it. Can't really get away from it either.
It
So
is
just be.
okay.
There is wolves left.
It's 5 damage. So
Okay.
but as you notice it's burning, you notice it takes very little fire damage. It's resistant to fire. So I'm just gonna round up. It just takes 3 damage instead of 5 from the lantern. But you notice that it starts to spread across the the back of the turtle. There is a lot of vegetation.
Aerith
on the
Wolf
turtle.
joined.
So, how much damage did you do with your twin spell combo though? Because we didn't do that.
With all my damage combined, I did 108 damage.
108. Alrighty. This turtle is severely injured right now. And it looks like it's starting to like get ready to run. Ari, is there something? Is Ari back or?
I'm not sure if she's actually done here or not.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Frankie, are you done? Are you done? Can we go in? Can we go in? Are you done? Quit looking at the parking lot.
Let me guess. Frankie again?
She's taking her time.
Yeah. No
Give her an
pressure.
hour. She'll be fine.
Alright, Jin, would you like to make your turn?
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple minutes here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my opportunity here,
Alright.
and I'm gonna go ahead and do Zephyr Strike again,
Alright.
and then I'm gonna kind of come up by Torden so I can get within range, and I'm gonna cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Alright. So how does Tasha's Caustic Brew work?
So a 30-foot line, 5 feet wide, it has to make a dex save of 14, or it takes 2d4 acid damage at the start of every turn until it removes the acid.
Alright.
So I'll roll for damage real quick.
So 10 damage in total because of 2 plus 8 for the Caustic Brew.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So,
Oh no, it's just 2d4. So right now it's only 2 damage.
Oh well, I thought you were using the Zephyr Strike.
Oh yeah. The force damage. I can roll for that too.
Well, no, it auto rolled it for 8. It did 2d4.
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You got perfect rolls on it.
Oh nice.
Yeah, so
we'll do the
total.
second one for the start of its next turn.
Okay.
The 2 damage.
So 3. So that needs to be. Oh, whoops. It's supposed to be that. Okay.
And then I'm gonna use that extra movement to retreat back.
All right.
This way. I get behind the druid.
All right. As all that's going on, you hear it like coughing and like. I don't know. That's the fucking sound that a turtle makes. I googled the turtle noise, and it sounds like a weird like freaking moan. It's like.
Have you seen the video of the 2 tortoises fucking at the zoo?
No, I haven't. That sounds fucking.
Oh my god.
hysterical.
Oh my god. The
Send
sounds
it
that
to
they
me. I
make are...
gotta see this shit later. Yeah.
I will find it and send it to you.
All right.
Okay, she is finally done. Someone pulled up in the parking lot and she turned into a complete spaz. Like, oh my gosh, I can't poo because I'm too distracted looking at where there might be a person. Ugh, okay.
All right.
I'm back at my computer.
All right. Your turn, Ari.
All right.
Now everybody has to see it.
I'm gonna move over here so I have a little bit closer. Get a better line of sight. I am going to take my 2 shots at it.
All right. The second one hits.
The first one gets a +1 as well.
No.
Like,
Sorry, telling Frankie no, not you. Sorry. Telling
okay,
Frankie
I was
not to
gonna say,
jump on
yes,
the bed.
I
Yeah.
No, I was telling Frankie not to jump on the bed with wet paws. Sorry. I
yeah.
tried to hit mute.
Enhanced
See,
weapons,
I'm going to do
so
it right.
Yeah.
they
Only
both get a +1.
Okay. Only the second one lands. I reduced its armor
Alright.
a little bit, but even then, it still doesn't hit. It's really close.
Alright.
All right, 13.
And then it was +1 to damage as well, so.
All right, so 14 damage.
Oh, and I'm going to summon my Echo. I'm not doing anything with it yet, but I'm going to summon it again.
All right.
So,
We are now on Narza's turn. Narza. Azari. All right.
A moment of silence for our fallen brother.
Yeah. All right. The fight's basically over at this point. I was just gonna do his turn real quick before I do the rest of the basically cutscene. So after the twin spell and everything comes off and it gets shot and the fire starts spreading on the shell of the tortoise or turtle, you guys hear loud chanting with Udabrosk, and you guys see a catapult mixed with a ballista, and you see Trad getting into the pit or into the little compartment to be flung at the dragon turtle, and you hear a sad Trisha saying, "No, don't do it, don't do it," as he gets into it, and they fling Trad right at the turtle into its eye, and he starts kind of damaging its eye very, very thoroughly. As the turtle hawks a massive cone of steam breath directly at the party again. Everyone, roll a a Constitution saving throw. I thought it was a dexterity one.
Can I do Dex and hide behind my Echo?
It says Constitution. It is heat. If it wasn't heat based, I would say yes.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
I got 15 plus 1 for a 16.
That would still miss.
Rolled pretty good.
Yeah. Ari, you survive it pretty less scalding. You take.
Would it be considered
My
fire
Echo-
damage or no?
Yes, it's fire damage.
Okay, I am resistant.
My
to fire
Echo goes
damage.
poof though.
Yeah. So everyone here takes 52 if they fail their Constitution saving throw or half. So 52 fire damage. Torden, you take half damage because you succeed the Constitution save. Ari, you successfully do the Constitution save, so you take half damage on it. Jin, you have fire resistance, so you take half damage. And I think everyone takes half damage except Narza, I guess. And Udabrosk just kind of takes some fire damage, but he hasn't been hit all fight, so he's kind of fine. He's an orc, you know. He just kind of rips off his cloak and just kind of tanks it like a champ. Full 52 damage. Man didn't fucking need shit. He kind of wipes off the kind of burn. And he's like, that fucking hurt. But as that breath attack kind of shoots out, you see Swain just get fucking flung directly next to like Jin. Swain is mildly a bit kind of digested, kind of in its throat, kind of like a little bit lubed up by it, like kind of some acid and some fire and a lot of burn scars. Like he's already like a darker skin complexion. Bro looks like charcoal right now. Bro is not having a good time.
You said he landed next to me?
Yeah, he lands directly next to you with his two swords at his hip, and he's just like.
Alright, I know what I'm doing for my turn.
But basically, as that happens, you see Trad in the tortoise's eye. You see it causing severe bleeding, as you see it kind of like trying to take root almost into the turtle's eye. And over the next like 10 seconds, Trad just kind of rips its eye out by force and then just kind of falls into the ocean as the turtle tries to retreat into the water. You see its entire shell lit on fire, the palm trees burning. The turtle finally just leaves as Trad kind of washes up to the shore like a piece of driftwood. He's okay for the most part, but he definitely lost some of his height. His trunk isn't as sturdy as it was. He's about half the size. It appears that he kind of shoved half of himself into the turtle's eye to just kind of gouge it and kind of be the last final shot it needed to be. So the turtle is officially ran away. All the shots you guys can kind of take at it, its shell is protecting it severely now. It's bellowing and screeching as it's slowly lit on fire, and it's just kind of dashing into the water and submerging. So,
Damn. I had an idea.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys are not able to make turtle soup out of it, but
I wanted to take Moni McMonerson and shove him down his throat so he has to constantly hear that stupid fish getting off while he's being digested.
Oh God.
You can chuck a random fish at him, but Moni McMonerson floats back to you guys after the battle, on top of Trad. This turtle is basically barely alive. It just kind of leaves before it dies, though. Very hungry, very hurt.
I want to walk toward that fish with my sword and pop it.
Why? Why do you want to murder Moni McMonerson?
I didn't say I was going to murder it, but if I pop it, it's going to have a hard time inflating enough to make that kind of noise, huh?
But what if it's a spiritual lover to Jin? Jin, what do you think about this?
I defend Moni McMonerson with myself. I dive in front of the blade.
Ari
and I will gladly take the damage.
Ari does full damage of the short sword on Jin. Roll for damage, Ari. 10 damage. Alright, Jin. You get stabbed for 10 damage, taking the hit for Moni McMonerson. And the fish passionately looks up to you, and it just moans some words in Aquan at first, but then it speaks common. It says, "Thank you for saving me, Mr.
While it's
Jin."
speaking, I try to do the shh and put my finger over its lips. Shh. Shh. It's okay, and I put my finger in its mouth.
You hear it go
Shall I
silent.
hit him again?
While I'm doing this, I'm I just look up at Ari and I'm just smiling, and then she hits me again.
I allow it.
And this time with the flat of the sword, just gonna thump you. Not going for a cut, just gonna smack you.
But this time I
Don't
pick up the
encourage
fish,
the
so you hit
fish.
him instead.
It just
Oh,
starts
can I do
going.
it?
I
Can
hit
I
him
do
with the
it?
flat of the sword and launch him.
Yes.
Oh my
I
god.
bring
And
the
then I
fish
put
up.
earplugs in. And then I put earplugs in.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I'm putting earplugs in. No more fishy
Fish moaning.
fishiness.
Oh my gosh, I fucking love this.
Have you ever caught a catfish?
Nah,
Yeah.
I've only fished like once or twice.
It's actually kind of creepy.
Well, it depends on how you catch them. Are you noodling or are you catching the
Is
hook?
REI left?
I
Oh.
caught it out of a I want to say it was out of a lake and just regular fishing pole, reeled it
Yeah.
in, and oh my god.
Noodling's when you wiggle your finger and you let him bite your hand, and that's the big ass
Yeah.
catfish down in the
And
south
you know how you can tell the most experienced catfish noodler in the area?
because they have
Count
scars
their
all the way up.
fingers.
Yeah.
Count their fingers. Because you're just as likely to find a snapping turtle as you were a catfish.
Mm-hmm. And down there they have alligator snapping turtles.
Yeah, I grew up in Missouri and they have them there. So yeah. So no noodling for catfish. Nope. Nope.
Oh, Moni McMonerson. You were going to be fine.
Is now airborne and will hopefully go a good long distance away from me. Noisy freaking weirdo fish.
Yeah.
I mean, I've created a bond with this fish now. So.
All right, Torden, you notice that
Is REI joined?
I will get a needle and thread and I will bond you to the fish.
all right.
Sorry,
Torden,
did I leave for some reason?
I don't know.
You missed your turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
the
that-
fight's over. No, you're good. It was basically over. You were only gonna basically be able to shoot it, and then it was gonna run away. Torden, you see Trad kind of drifting up to the shore. Do you want to go try to help pick him up and bring him to his wife? Or, well, not wife, girlfriend, you know what I mean?
Unmute your mic, hon.
Oh.
Probably the only one that can lift him, so yes.
Yeah, alright. So as you walk over to Trad, do you want to try to princess carry him?
Yes, of course. Yes,
Alright.
I have to.
So as you're walking over to him, you pick him up and start princess carrying him back to your wife. Unfortunately, as you're walking back, you step on a landmine that was placed at the beginning of the fight and fall over and get down. As
Oh no. How much damage did it do?
well, if you think about it, if we do 5d6,
Oh, no, I just have to make sure it doesn't kill me outright.
no, it wouldn't kill
Okay.
you regardless. It would only do 19.
Oh no, if you go, wait, is it?
No, it's half. If it's over half your HP, from my understanding.
Yeah, no, but that is close because remember, I don't have high health.
You have like 90. I thought you have 90.
No, I don't.
What?
I have 50.
No, you were supposed to get all that health. Remember from your trial and shit. Remember?
Oh, I don't
remember
think
we
I ever
did
wrote
that.
that down.
Did you?
Help
Yeah,
from that?
we sat there one night and figured out because I almost got killed because my HP was screwed up, and you should have like I want to say 98.
Yeah, you're supposed to have like 98, and we also talked about it after your island, after we killed the conduit, that since you got Thor's blessing, up until I think it was like level 8 you were at the time, you were gonna get a bonus.
Okay,
Of like 10,
well-
of like max HP of your classes until level 9 or whatever, then go back to rolling. So you should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay,
because you should
'cause I had
have
58
just
health.
shy of me. Yeah, you should have like I think 98 is what we sat down and figured out for you because I have
I
109.
mean, I have like 82.
Yeah.
There's no way you should have 50.
Okay,
Yeah,
then I
you're
don't
gonna
go
have to do
down
that.
because I have myself as having 58 health, so I was very, very worried. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You wanted the bit. I was setting up the bit. I was just saying one of the grenades didn't go off. Anyway, you just
Oh, that
stumble
would have been
over.
hilarious. Ka-thunk.
Man dies to the bit. Nah.
Just Tord just again goes down. Just it's a
Torden,
habit.
Torden trips with Trent in his arms. Trent lands on the grenade and it explodes with Torden on top of him, doing max damage.
There we go. Then it
Because-
goes
Dang,
down.
lucky it don't
Then
blow
it
him with
goes down.
toothpicks.
Right?
Alright, Torden goes down fully because full damage. There we go. We fixed the bit. It was 2 grenades this time. It's fine. But Trent.
All right.
Anyway, I think this is. I think I'll pop out for a bit.
All right.
I tell them that I decide to get some rest as it's been a rather exhausting day and prepare for the next trial if there is one.
Yeah. All right.
If any of them drop to 0 hit points, I'm going to use Spare the
Is
Dying
REI
on 'em,
left?
Okay. Well,
just to keep them from dying.
all right. So basically, Trent gets up perfectly fine and kind of not claws up, branches his way to his wife, Trisha, or well, I keep. They basically he proposes to Trisha and goes, "Trisha, my love, I know it's only been one summer, but I wish to spend the next 100 with you." And she
I like
goes,
how she's suddenly with Trent and not Trad.
Trad, sorry. Trad, my bad. Trad. Bro, I
She's
couldn't
already
remember his
cheating on him.
name.
What the fuck?
I couldn't remember his name. Trad, sorry. Trad goes. Bro, I was gonna call him Trent at first, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna name him Trad. And then I forgot I called him Trad. Okay, Trad, I'm sorry. Trad proposes to Trisha, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, Trad, I love you." And they like kiss, and the trial begins.
Start pollinating.
Yeah, they start pollinating.
More pollination happens.
Yeah.
In public, how dare?
How dare they? But yeah, as this trial begins to kind of end, you see Udabrosk kind of watching over Swain's really charcoalized body, not having a good time.
Yeah, that was my other thing. I was gonna try and do Cure Wounds on Swain if I needed to.
Yeah, no. Swain's alive, but he's on really low HP. Digestion by a turtle is not fun. But he is breathing kind of a bit heavily, really kind of drugged up right now. Is not really conscious. He's kind of half in and out of it. The rest of you guys see Trad and Trisha walk into the trees, and they say, "Thank you for helping us. This is a really important day to our history." Before they walk into the trees and disappear. And Udabrosk kind of smiles, but kind of somberly. Just kind of looking at the turtle, like, it's not there anymore, but just kind of looking out into the water, thinking about the turtle. You guys see kind of where the turtle would be, but it's gone completely underwater, so it's not floating at the surface like it was before. And Udabrosk just kind of looks a little sad that the turtle had to be hurt so much, but he understands. It's just the cycle of nature, the cycle of life. And
Well, I had to run the darn thing off. There was going to be even more lives lost, so.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, Udabrosk just looks a little sad, just kind of thinking about it, but he doesn't really say much. And as he does, you guys kind of feel your hands getting more tattoos again. This time, it's of a red sun, and you feel your bodies get slammed into your real body as you get kind of just dragged, like, by force, like in a really weird jerking way. I don't know if y'all have ever had, like, astral projection or, like, sleep paralysis and shit where you get, like, that slammed into your body.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically that on steroids as you watch the sky just kind of revert and just, like, time lapse, like, at 100x speed. Like, it does not feel pretty. And each of you just kind of, like, from your
Hate that.
body. Yeah. So basically, you guys were out of it for like 3 days, give or take.
You said it was a red sun tattoo?
Yeah, like a red sun tattoo, symbolizing the summer, the eclipse, and the dust of peak maturity of life. And you notice Swain really kind of hunched over, breathing very heavily. None of your injuries transfer over, except Swain's. Oddly enough.
So we're actually still at regular health then.
Yeah. Y'all are still at regular health. If you died, though, you guys probably would have died or been stuck in the astral plane, something along those lines. Udabras doesn't really explain much. He just is like, yeah, no, you guys should be fine. Swain's a special case, though. Don't really worry about him. He'll be okay. But Swain's hurting. He's not having a good time. You see him kind of clutching, kind of like a pendant right now, just kind of breathing a little heavy, and you hear him just kind of muttering, just one more.
I want to cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level on him.
Alright.
And I, as I do it, I just kind of come up and I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, you're going to make it, bud. You're doing okay. And I cast Cure Wounds.
You see him kind of smile a little bit. He doesn't tend to do that, but he just says, thanks, Jen. Can I get some of that flask?
And I pull out something that I got from the merchant. And it's some of the berries that are fermented. And it's like a wine that they make that's special for the tree ants.
When you go to try to look for it, though, in your bag, you don't have it.
I'm like, God damn it. And I just pull out some just random, like, I just have bottles in my bag. And I'm like,
yeah. But as you look in your bag, you see a little note written in Aquan in your bag, though. A little note. Would you like to translate?
I look at it and I was like, and I just kind of like hold it up. I'm like, anyone know what this is?
Torta, would you like to translate it for him?
Dude, you
There's
just got
rest,
yourself
but yes.
ganked by a fish.
So, Torta, you basically translate to him, it says, my dearest love, the one who truly understood me and saved my life. I shall always watch over you, even though I know we are worlds apart. I shall watch over you through time, through the lives, through the seasons, and I will always remember the summer of 1969. I'm kidding.
You just got ganked by a fish.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
so glad that you spared the little bastard. Really?
I'm like,
Really?
oh, he loves me.
He's watching.
How do you even know it's a he? Do I even want to know? Probably
because you said it was. He said
Yeah,
it was
yeah, I
he
said it's a
earlier.
he.
He asked if I was bisexual.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a male
part.
femboy fish with a deep voice, normally, but when it's having fun, it has a high-pitched voice. It's very submissive.
How is my passive wisdom at 36? Something's wrong there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Alright, is there anything else I need to do? So, Udabrosk basically just kind of starts packing up at camp, the stuff he needs, and starts kind of doing a little bit of a shamanistic ritual, kind of preparing to lead you guys to the 3rd trial, the trial of fall. But basically, is there anything else y'all need to do or want to do or ask this session? Because that's basically all I have planned, except just some more, I don't know, random goofy shit that might be lore related or not, you know?
Did we use our expendables, like the grenades and the oil? Did those actually get used or no?
No. You basically
Okay.
you basically went into the spirit realm, got pulled back about like 200 to 300 years, give or take, and basically before the island split.
Okay.
So something about 300 years ago caused the island to split. All you know is that you guys fought some turtle thing, and you don't really know what kind of effect it's had on the world. It felt like you guys were like in a memory. Think like when you're in think about Dumbledore and Harry Potter, all that shit where they put the thing in and you're looking at a memory and you're not supposed to be able to influence stuff, but for some reason you guys were able to.
It's like somebody took a memory and turned it into an RPG game.
Yeah.
Like you're basically play acting the role of the hero in the memory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Got it.
So basically that's what happened, and you guys got slammed back in your body. It took about 3 days due to like the time dilation and shit. But Udabras kept an eye on you guys the entire time, but the only reason he was able to kind of like affect you guys is he could, do his shamanistic shit and then kind of help you guys with his astral body, but then still kind of pop in and out when he needs to help keep an eye on you guys, keep you fed, make sure you don't shit yourselves, kind of stuff.
I mean, shitting yourself is just part of the fun.
Well, yeah. But yeah.
Did you really trip if you didn't shit yourself?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So basically the only person who took actual damage from that though was Swain, and you guys don't really know why. And Swain's just kind of being very tight-lipped about his shit, so it looks like he's just been kind of doing his own shit most of the time with each trial, but that's the first trial that he actually was there with you guys. But you did notice that he was very different from how he normally acts. Like, normally he just kind of goes in, tries to act like a badass, kills shit, just doesn't really say anything, and just kind of shuts the fuck up. That time, bro was tweaking. He was not having a good time. You guys kind of suspect it was the drugs, but there was something more to what was going on with him.
Is Delilah with us or
off of
no?
here.
Daniela is on the boat.
Or
so no,
Danielle.
she isn't.